The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
They gave me my theme music!
This is a Planet Fanatics production.
The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
They gave me my theme music!
This is a Planet Fanatics production.
What is up and what's going on, everyone? Appreciate all of you guys hanging out and coming to this live stream tonight. Andre, you were in the chat first, saw you in there. Appreciate you being here. D-Stizzle, Stamina, Zang Beto. Appreciate all of you guys being here this evening. We are going to get into what news we do have. I was thinking about doing a tier list. I kind of wanted to wait till Agatha was done to do that tier list, but we still might do that tier list today. How's everybody doing? How have all of you guys been out there? Really, to be honest with you, there really is a lot of Marvel news out there. There really, really is. Between the stuff going on in Agatha, between the plot leak that we went over, that's gone into a little bit more in depth on outside of the stream, the last stream we had on Captain America: Brave New World, the plot leak. There's, of course, all the stuff for Spider-Man. There's all the stuff that is involving RDJ, all the stuff that's involving Wanda, the news for Doctor Strange 3, the paranormal side of things, the stuff going on with Mephisto. There is so much going on within the MCU right now, to where they are really... It seems like they are really, really, really trying to get this whole thing together over there. And as far as what we've heard, as far as like the multiversal saga, as far as Mephisto goes, as far as Sentry goes, like a lot of things are, how Marvel typically does their one and dones with a lot of their villains and things like that. From what we've heard with just some things with Mephisto and Ironheart, he's going to have a very small role in Ironheart. Will he show up as in his form as Mephisto, or will he show up more in his human form? Not really sure. Obviously, we know that the Red Hood is going to be a agent of his, and just a bunch of different things going on in Marvel. They're trying to really beef up that supernatural side of things. There's been the roster that was out that people thought was going to be the roster. There are a few names that have been thrown out there that are being looked at Marvel. So we're hearing that are being looked at Marvel as who's going to be on that roster. There's the new Avengers roster that is coming. There's just a lot going on in the MCU right now. A lot going on in the MCU. Not leaking anything. Stamina said, warn me about them leaks. Not leaking anything. I don't even think we're really going to go over the... Oh, we might. If I get ready to talk about Captain America, I'll say something. I'll say something to you guys about that one. If I get ready to say anything about Captain America 4 and just kind of where I think that's going, one of the rumors for Captain America 4 is that, not a plot leak, but a rumor. One of the rumors for Captain America 4 is that one of the post-credit scenes is going to set up World War Hulk. And at first, if you go back to some of those old leaks, like you go back to, let me see, when did we talk about that? Some of those old rumors with with when Captain America: Brave New World was going to be called the Serpent Society. So there are, let me see, I'm trying to pull that up here from our old deal that we did. It should be a video. Okay, and it would have been a while ago. It would have been like maybe 2 years. 2 years ago when we covered that. The last time we really covered Brave New World, it was a year ago. A year ago, we covered the last time we really covered some of the leaks and things from Brave New World. But I do remember in that, if you remember, Brave New World at one point was going to have Moon Knight. Brave New World at one point was going to, the villains were going to be the Serpent Society. Then it got added with Red Hulk in there with Harrison Ford. Then there was the rumor at one point that they were going to be, that Sam was going to build this new Avengers team within the Brave New World film. Then there was the rumors that it was going to be more of a Hulk film when the Red Hulk got rumored to be joining the ensemble of the film. It was rumored that it was going to be more of a Hulk type of film because you had She-Hulk rumored to be in it. You had Bruce Banner rumored to be in it. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. This was going to be the film that was going to revert him back to Savage Hulk. Then you had Scar that was going to be in it, and they were supposed to be helping Sam take on the leader and take on Red Hulk. Seeing as the leader is obviously a Hulk villain and the Red Hulk is a Hulk villain. This was at that time. This was a little over a year ago that we were all talking about this stuff. So hearing that it is going to possibly lead into a World War Hulk film, it's not really shocking because we've heard about World War Hulk for so long. The rumor has been looming within the MCU and scoopers and things like that for a very, very, very long time. Mark Ruffalo has spoken on how he didn't think that he would ever get one, and Mark Ruffalo is notoriously known for spoiling things. So maybe he does know that, and maybe he knows that he is actually maybe possibly getting one, and just can't talk about. Obviously, we can't talk about it. Not going to spoil anything. But a World War Hulk film, which some have talked about the budget, the CGI, what that would be, and things like that. I think it is something that we will possibly see because if that is true and it leads into a World War Hulk film, that is going to put it after Brave New World, as we know, the events of one of the post-credit scenes, which I'm not going to get into, but the events of one of those post-credit scenes is supposed to lead into the events of Avengers 5 and 6, obviously Doomsday and Secret Wars. And that is the final post-credit scene that takes place in the film. Well, in that, we do know if the other post-credit scenes, or even if it's that one that they're saying is also going to lead into the World War Hulk film, then that puts World War Hulk in between the same place that Spider-Man 4 is in, the same place that Doctor Strange is in, and that is a battle world type of film, where it's going to put it in between Avengers 5 and Avengers 6. Anything happening in between Avengers 5 and Avengers 6, even though this has not been confirmed by Marvel, a lot of us are just speculating, a lot of the scoopers are speculating, and insiders are speculating that it is going to be a battle world type of film. And if it's going to be a battle world type of film, then you're going to have the playground to be able to have all of the elements that make up a World War Hulk. You'll have the Fantastic Four. You'll have Sentry, because what we've heard from the newest things out there is that Lewis Pullman, who's going to be portraying the Sentry in Thunderbolts, is not going to be a one and done type of deal. We are going to see Sentry in several other projects as well, leading up until Secret Wars, obviously being a part of Secret Wars probably in some capacity. So if that's true, and we are going to be seeing Sentry leading up into Secret Wars, and if World War Hulk becomes a film, and it is a film that takes place between Avengers 5 and 6, then you have the Sentry puzzle piece that makes up a huge puzzle piece to the World War Hulk, within the comics at least. Now, do I think that Marvel is going to adapt a true form, page for page, World War Hulk film? No, I don't. I think it'll be a fit in and adapted into what they are currently trying to do with the Multiversal Saga, what they are currently trying to tell with this RDJ coming back as Doctor Doom and everything else like that. I don't think it's going to be, what we were expecting a World War Hulk film would kind of be, because Ragnarok really should have kind of been the start to that, but you don't have all the elements that would make up a World War Hulk type of film for Ragnarok to be the start of that. So there's a lot of different things going on within the MCU that, like I said, that are rumored and speculated, and all the things that could be happening. And it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. So we'll get into some of the things here, and we'll get into some of the other little things too. But first thing we'll get into, not Marvel related. We'll kind of knock this one out of the way. It is Star Wars related, and for everybody that knows, obviously, I say this all the time. Every time I think I talk about Star Wars, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I know I don't talk about Star Wars as much as I would like to on the channel, but that's just because it's in such a disarray. And anytime that people do, typically, even fans, talk about Star Wars, it is not in a positive light. It's always in a light of what used to be a former shadow of itself. It's now owned by the mouse, and it's this and it's that. The past few projects from outside of Rogue One, outside of, for me personally, season 7 of the Clone Wars, I don't even know if I want to give that to Disney, but outside of Rogue One, this project, or this company has not done anything with this IP, and I'll throw the Mandalorian in there as well. I was excited for Obi Wan season 1 when this first got announced. Of course, like a lot of Star Wars fans, Obi Wan is one of my favorite characters, and Ewan McGregor portrays him so well. I mean, to me, he is Obi Wan. Ewan McGregor embodies the character of Obi Wan. So to have him coming back when we first learned about the show, season 1. You got hit with the bombshell of Hayden Christensen was coming back, and that was just mind-blowing in itself. Then we had, we didn't know who Moses Ingram was playing, but Moses Ingram was put in it. Then we had seen that, how do you say his name? Is O'Shea Jackson? Ice Cube's son was going to be in it. And then, of course, anyway, he was going to be in it. Then we heard that the Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor was going to be a part of it and things like that. And then, we wanted the original voice actor, I forget his name, but he plays Draco Malfoy's father in Harry Potter. We wanted him because he voices him in the animated series. We thought how perfect it would be to have him come back and not only voice him again, but embody him in live action. They went a completely different route. The entire show did not go the route that a lot of us thought that season 1 was going to go. There was a lot of things, just like with the Acolyte, that were, for me, canon breaking. If I did reactions to Obi-Wan, and if you go watch my reactions to Obi-Wan, there's a particular moment that I talk about anytime Obi-Wan is brought up season 1, and it is the fact that as Obi-Wan is getting hunted down, because we find Obi-Wan broken, we find him going through PTSD from all the events, of course, the Clone Wars, and having to fight his apprentice / brother / best friend, and Anakin, seemingly thinking that he possibly killed Anakin and left him there to die, and things like that, and blah, 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 blah. Now, living in exile, watching over Anakin's son, Luke, to make sure that the boy grows up safe and sound. TLDR. Well, we go on this journey with Obi-Wan, and the first thing I remember when the show was announced, before my excitement kicked in, I started thinking, I was thinking to myself, well, what are we doing with Obi-Wan? Because from everything that we know, from what George has said, from books, from comics, from episodes 4, 5, and things like that, it's that Obi-Wan, after the events of episode 3, did absolutely nothing besides watch over Luke. Now, are there times in the comics where he has to bring out that lightsaber, even in exile? Yes, there are. But as far as leaving Tatooine, as far as making sure, as far as Luke being out of scope and view, no, that was not something that was ever written in to Obi-Wan's backstory and being in exile. Having interactions with Leia as a young girl was never something that was in there. So there was a lot of different things that were canon breaking that I like him meeting Leia. Okay, it bothered me, but at the same time I was able to get over that one. One that really, really bothered me with the Obi Wan Kenobi show was when Moses Ingram's character, she played an Inquisitor, and we all know the terrible backlash that she got just for being in a Star Wars project. And again, it was the way that the character was written too. It wasn't Moses Ingram herself; it was the character that was written. That does not make it okay for people, and I spoke on this when it happened, for people to be toxic and send the racist and bigotry that they were sending Moses Ingram's way. That was no fault of hers. She just played the role that was written. A terrible role that was written, and they definitely knew that character was going to get under people's skin, because the character got under my skin. And when she's hunting down Obi-Wan, as the Inquisitors do, chasing down the final remnants of the Jedi and things like that. She finds Obi-Wan, he's hiding, and she's talking to him while he's hiding, trying to bait him out. And she says, he's looking for you. He knows you're alive. And she's hinting at Vader. And at this time, I'm giddy in my chair like, oh, thank God we're talking Vader. Vader knows that Obi-Wan. Then she says, Anakin Skywalker knows you're alive. Well, if you go back and watch my reaction, I said, what the fuck? She should not, no one. There is literally a comic where Obi-Wan, where Vader is tasked by the Emperor to go and retrieve a holocron that has Force-sensitive kids' names on it so that the Emperor can do his bidding and raise up possibly more Inquisitors, or even, because he was so sadistic and forever betraying Vader, someone that could possibly even replace Vader at some point. So he sent Vader on this mission. Vader goes on the mission. He, goes into the Jedi Temple, the fallen Jedi Temple, and he comes across the librarian, who is also a Jedi, Jedi Master Madame Jocasta Nu. Comes across Jocasta Nu. Him and Jocasta fight and all this kind of stuff. He's got clones with him and everything like that. Anyway, he beats Jocasta. He's got Jocasta on a ship with a bunch of clones, and they're heading back with the holocron to the Emperor. Well, after a few exchanges between Jocasta, the clones, and Vader, Jocasta she says to the clones on the ship, she laughs and says, "You fools! You guys don't even know you don't even know who you're being loyal to. You don't know where your loyalty lies. You don't know that this man in this mask is the fallen Jedi Anakin Skywalker." Pause. No one is supposed to know that. And the fact that Jocasta knew that and shared that information with clone troopers, regardless of if those clone troopers were helping Vader or not, he killed everyone on the ship. Every single person on the ship perished. And the reason being is because no one is supposed to know who he is. No one. And there's myths, like even if you go back to like the beginning, perfect example, Rogue One. You look at Rogue One, the hallway scene in Rogue One. Before those rebels had seen Vader in the hallway scene in Rogue One, there had been whispers of Vader. There had been whispers of a monster that was going around doing a 7-foot tall monster doing things like that. But no one had ever really seen Vader like that. Like, the Emperor sent Vader and tasked Vader to hunt down the remaining Jedi and things like that. But Vader wasn't always out in the open like that. At the beginning, he was not. He was hidden. He was a secret. He was the Emperor's secret plan. So, sending him on and things like that, seeing through all these missions, no one knew that Vader existed, and definitely didn't know who the fuck was under the mask. There were speculations, but no one knew. So for her to say that really threw me off, and I really hated that. And then not only that, there were several other things within the show. Her getting stabbed and surviving. The weirdness of the Inquisitors, like I don't know, there was a lot to make me say that there's no reason that this show should get a season 2. Absolutely not. And I love Ewan McGregor, and I as I've said before, we as Star Wars fans have really wanted a Mace Windu show, but under the current thumb of Disney, I don't think that any of this would work. But this is coming from Cosmic Book News, and they said that Ewan McGregor, known for his iconic role as Jedi Master Obi Wan Kenobi, has given Star Wars fans a glimmer of hope. Well, that's not really hope. I don't think it's hope. And if you do, okay. Regarding a potential second season of Obi Wan Kenobi, during his recent appearance in LA at Comic-Con, McGregor revealed that Disney and Lucasfilm are exploring new ideas for the future of the series. Now, I'm gonna pause there because, from my understanding, I thought because it did not well at all, viewership was great for it. The viewership, I believe the viewership for Obi-Wan Kenobi at one point in time, and fact check me on this, was it higher than Loki? I want to say at one point in time, I think it was. I think it got higher than Loki. But it did. The viewership was fine. It was just what you did with our time of viewing this fucking show. It was awful. Then it goes on. And there were great scenes, but not a lot of good ones. Then this one says, obviously, between the end of Obi Wan Kenobi series and when Alec McGuinness is Obi-Wan, there's got to be another few stories in there, McGregor said during the panel. You know what? And if the Obi-Wan show, this is what we said during the first Obi-Wan show. This is what we said during season 1. Because there's so much time in between, there's got to be something he, blah, blah, blah. Even though the books have said he didn't do it, there's got to be something. If the first season would have done well, then possibly I would say, yeah, I want to see a second season. I would love to see what Hayden or what Ewan's going to do and what missions Obi-Wan could have possibly gone on and this and that. But no. Then it goes on to say, McGregor reprised his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Disney Plus series, which aired in 2022 after previously portraying the character in Star Wars prequels. The events of the series take place 10 years before the original Star Wars A New Hope, which featured Alec McGuinness in the role of Obi-Wan, reflecting on the timeline gap. McGregor mentioned that there's still room for more stories about the Jedi. Then he goes on to say, as for what direction he'd like to see the story take, McGregor expressed his interest in exploring his character's connections to the Clone Wars, and there's a video of him saying that, so I'll play that in there. But then it goes on to say, McGregor's reference of Hayden Christensen, who portrayed Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader in the prequel, suggests his hopes for the two actors to reunite in future episodes. The first season of Obi-Wan Kenobi featured a cinematic face-to-face between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. And I know a lot of people had a problem with that too. And at the beginning, I was one of them when it was first announced that Vader and Obi-Wan were going to meet again. Because when Hayden Christensen was announced to be in the show, I thought it was going to be flashback form, things like that. There were rumors we were going to see them in their Clone Wars armor, kind of what we got in the Ahsoka show. They were going to be flashbacks of the live-action Clone Wars, maybe battles we hadn't seen, and things like that. Just a lot. And that did not happen, obviously. But a lot of people, again, like myself, were not too keen on Vader and Obi-Wan meeting before A New Hope. If you know Star Wars, Vader says to Obi-Wan in A New Hope, "When last we met, I was but the learner, but now I am the master." And, as a kid, just my Star Wars brain, everything, I've always correlated, and this maybe because there was nothing else in between it, but I've always correlated that the last time that Vader and Obi-Wan ever saw each other was on Mustafar. That was the last time. And, you see even in Rebels comes out before the animated show, and all the animated shows with Star Wars are all canon. In Rebels, you see Vader is still obsessed with Obi-Wan, still obsessed with finding Obi-Wan. Even at the end of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, when he did even fight Obi-Wan, he was still very much obsessed with trying to find Obi-Wan. But I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. Even like the meeting, it would have been different if maybe the fight and the meeting was epic, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Even in the desert when Obi-Wan was running away from him, it's just like it wasn't that at all. He goes on to say, I hope we get a chance to do another one, and I'm sure we will. He also shared during previous interviews with Lad Bible that I'm pretty sure I've got a few years yet before I'm the same age as Alec McGuinness was in A New Hope. So there's time to tell more stories there. The limited 6 episode, it was 6 episodes. I don't know why I was thinking it was 9. The limited 6-episode series Obi-Wan Kenobi followed the Jedi Master as he came out of hiding to rescue young Princess Leia from the Galactic Empire Inquisitors. Along the way, Kenobi faced his former apprentice Anakin Skywalker, now fully transformed into Darth Vader. Now, what you and McGregor said about that was this.
Especially with the show.
You guys should be able to hear
this. In the Star Wars universe, you've done a lot of Star Wars now, especially with the show. Is there anything in the Star Wars universe that you would like to do that you haven't done yet?
Obi-Wan Season 2. Yes! Someone booing?
Someone
booed. Who booed?
I'd boo.
You don't want
I
it?
love you, Ewan, but I'd boo.
He doesn't want Season 2. I don't know this guy.
Then he's intelligent.
I don't know. I think there's definitely there's a couple of things. I quite like to wear that armor. I was speaking to someone earlier.
Now, see,
from the
that's
Clone
dope.
Wars.
Now, see, that's dope. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's dope. It's not that I'm just completely against the idea. I'm not. But if you were going to do this, if you're going to do a season 2, that story has to be it's got to feel like a Star Wars story, and it's really got to be written and directed. It's got to have an X-Men 97 type of a feel around it, to where if you don't know Star Wars, you don't know these characters, you don't know the journeys that these characters have already been through, you don't need a seat in this room. You don't need a pen in your hand. You don't need to be writing anything for this. You don't need to be directing if you don't know anything about these characters. Nothing of the sort. So when I hear Ewan McGregor saying that he wants to be in the Clone Wars armor, bro, that's a Star Wars fan's wet fucking dream. What? I would love to see Ewan McGregor in the Clone Wars armor doing, like, I don't know, maybe again shit maybe we did not see within Clone Wars, but then again that also is my issue. As I've said before with Star Wars, I have been a fan since 2020 or since 2002. That was my first. In second grade, I was invited to a birthday party, didn't want to go because I wasn't a Star Wars fan, left a mega fan. And we saw episode 2, The Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones. And we have been in the Clone Wars as a Star Wars fan. Every project that since I've been a Star Wars fan since 2002, every project has been centered or or was affected after the Clone Wars. We've been fighting the fucking Clone Wars for 22 goddamn years. So that's my issue too. Another Clone Wars spinoff show, another show that connects to the Skywalker saga, another show where we're bringing up Vader, we're bringing up the Emperor, there were other, not to say, and I love the Emperor, love Vader. Vader's my favorite Star Wars character. It's really tough between him and Palpatine, but there were other massive threats outside of not just the Sith, outside of Palpatine and Vader. I mean, if you wanted to go back, you could do Nullius, you could do Scion, you could do Revan, you could do you could do Rule of Two Bane. There's so many different avenues you could do. If you really wanted to go like Deep Old Republic, you can go Malagus. I mean, there's so many different things that you could do outside of, well, Vader and Emperor are back, or, well, we're back in the Clone Wars, or, yeah, you remember when the Clone Wars happened 10 years, like, there's so many different things. So it's cool to hear him say that, it's dope, but there's just other shit we could do.
I think that would be something that I'd enjoy, but I was figuring out with someone in the autograph.
Yeah, like
today,
Gray said, Timothy Zahn stories.
I'd have to be young, I'd have to be younger. But they can do. No? I'm
This is
good.
a very popular choice.
Maybe I just trim the beard a bit or something? Yeah, we'll be fine. Otherwise, it's like having it's the de-aging, it's the dots on your face for 3 months, But I'll do it. I don't care.
I love Ewan, bro. He is a team player.
And that way, Hayden and I can really get back together again.
But the right way, bro. If you and Hayden, again, I want to get away from the Clone Wars, but if him and Hayden were going to come back together the right way, it would have to be like, I'll be honest with you, even the flashback scene in the Obi Wan Kenobi show with him and Hayden, I didn't like it. I did not like the flashback scene with him and Hayden. I thought Hayden looked old. I thought the hair on Hayden also looked weird. I thought it was rushed. I didn't like it.
Okay, so there's that. So there's definitely that is one idea. And the other one is obviously between the end of the Obi Wan Kenobi series and when Alec Guinness is Obi Wan Kenobi, there's got to be another few stories in there. And we're definitely exploring that, I think, would be the word to say.
Exciting.
So obviously Ewan has had conversations over at Lucasfilm with someone, because this was not the conversation the last time that Obi-Wan Season 2 got brought up. The last time Obi-Wan Season 2 got brought up, Ewan McGregor had even said that, sadly he didn't think it was going to happen. It's not going to happen, X, Y, and Z. Something over at Lucasfilm has shifted to the conversation of, okay, let's do a Season 2, and a Season 2 would actually be profitable. A Season 2 would, anything Star Wars does is going to be profitable, and I mean, that's just honestly fact. As much as I don't care about Skeleton Crew, it's more than likely going to be profitable for Star Wars because it is a Star Wars project. I saw some type of rumors about Boba Fett and Skeleton Crew. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into that because Tamara Morrison had already said he didn't know anything about him returning for anything. So I don't know. Like I said, there's some shaking up going over on at Lucasfilm. I'm not exactly sure in what capacity. When I say shaking up, I mean it's more of the same old dumbass read the room. We're not reading the room shit. Because for anybody over at Lucasfilm to be greenlighting or entertaining the idea of a Obi-Wan season 2 after the abysmal disaster that was Obi-Wan season 1, and your mileage may vary, you might think Darius, you're over exaggerating. It wasn't that big of a disaster. But when you put that disaster with all the other disasters that Lucasfilm has been making, it makes one big disastrous puzzle, and it fits right in with the other shit. So I don't look at it as its own thing. Like, oh, it was fun. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was awful. It was awful. There were good moments, but there were a lot of shitty moments as well. So I am not on board with an Obi Wan Kenobi season 2 unless it is done by people that absolutely truly love this IP and it's not under the thumb of the mouse. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, like Gray said, the Timothy Zahn stuff. D Stizzle said Reva surviving is a huge red flag. Yeah, that's a thing too. Her getting stabbed and then surviving. And I one of the things I didn't care for either was the fact that she went at Luke with the lightsaber out. You go back and watch it. In the final episode, when she's going to kill her whole plan was going to go kill Luke. When she learned about Luke and she's going to go kill Luke. When she was going to go kill him and she's facing Aunt Beru and she's facing Uncle Owen, she has her fucking lightsaber out. Luke Skywalker is literally a child there running away from her with her lightsaber being wielded. So, Darius, why is that an issue? Because in episode 4, 19-year-old Luke didn't know what the fuck a lightsaber looked like or was. How do I know that? Because when Obi-Wan is talking to him, he gives him Anakin's old lightsaber from the Clone Wars, and he tells him it's your father's old lightsaber, a weapon from a more civilized time. Luke, not knowing what the fuck it is looking all at it, putting it up to his eye and shit. Like, he doesn't, like, so the fact that he even saw a lightsaber, but then you're telling me he's 9 there? He's 9 there. That in Obi-Wan show, he's 9. So you're telling me that traumatic experience, a crazy psychotic bitch comes to my house wielding a red glowing stick that's chopping shit in half. I'm not going to remember that? I'm not. So you're telling me 10 years later in episode 4, he's like, I remember something like that. A crazy psychotic bitch came to my house. It was trying to kill me and my family with it. But somehow, he doesn't remember that shit. So that's what I'm saying. I keep season 2. Keep season 2. I don't want it. I don't want it. Critical Mass, appreciate you. He said, imagine having a franchise that a generation of great actors grew up on and are willing to be a part of, but you can't give them good stories. Madness. Yeah, brother. Yeah, appreciate that for sure. Very much madness. It's crazy. Like, you have one of the most, if not, has Marvel passed them? I think Marvel has passed them, but you have one of the most successful IPs ever in Star Wars. Ever. Throw out a Star Wars movie in theaters right now. It still makes $1 billion. Ever. But you just don't know what to do with them. Like, this, the storytelling, bro. The storytelling is just so bad. It's just so bad. It's so bad. So bad. Like, okay, Black Panther, you're right. He could have blocked it out. He could have. But I just don't see that as possible. Like, he blocked out that entire thing, so he doesn't remember anything from that, but he sure can remember the details of the Clone Wars and things like that, and like that the Jedi are all extinct, and it's, no, there were things said in episode 4 that contradict Luke seeing a lightsaber, Luke seeing Moses Ingram's Inquisitor going after him. Like, it contradicts it all. Like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling that. D Sizzler said, don't see Dawn of the Jedi getting made. If it does, they'll ignore the comic series. Oh yeah, I'm sure. But they don't want to do cool shit. That's the thing. It's just like Rogue Squadron. Rogue Squadron, those comics, great. Fucking great. Great comics. Show got canceled because it was going to be dope, probably. It looked like when Rogue Squadron got announced, there were a lot of us excited for that one. Andre said the same thing is happening. The same thing that are happening to Star Wars are happening in Star Trek. See, I've never been a Trekkie, so I don't know anything about Star Trek like that, but it seems like that just happens to be a Hollywood issue. D. Stizzle said Darth Nullius is dope simply by the way he spoke. Yeah. You have a world-eating Sith Lord. What? Yeah, no. Darth Nullius is dope. Antonio Film said, please, God, Kennedy, step down. That would be nice. I just don't see it. We've been talking about Timothy, sorry, I was reading that comment. Kennedy leaving for the longest, but I don't see Kathleen going anywhere. I really do not. I don't. Let's see. Okay, we'll move here. Yeah. Go back up there to what D Sizzle said about Tarkin and Thrawn knowing. Thrawn definitely knew. There's the book where Thrawn knew. Thrawn did a mission with Anakin Skywalker, but see that's the difference though between Tarkin and Thrawn. Tarkin knew because of what and I'll get to how Tarkin knew in a second, but Thrawn knew because Thrawn is a tactical fucking genius. He's so fucking he pays attention to every minute detail of everything like that. He pays like his this type of strategies he puts together to fulfill a mission, just everything that Thrawn is. I mean, he is from the Chiss ascendancy. They all have that type of keen connection to details. So Thrawn did a mission. Well, I want to TLDR it. Thrawn was, I want to say it was Thrawn that was out in the, he came from the unknown regions because that's where the Chiss ascendancy come from. They come from the unknown regions. He came into the known space, and then while in known space, came across Anakin. Anakin was on a mission, a secret mission, to retrieve Padme from, I forget who she got captured by, but to retrieve Padme. Anyway, while out there, I believe Anakin or something happened with Thrawn's ship, or maybe it happened with Anakin's ship. I can't exactly remember what, but they ended up working together to get Padme. Well, let's fast forward back to now. Anakin is now Vader, and Thrawn is a part of the Empire, and he is no longer just Thrawn. He is Grand Admiral Thrawn, and he meets Vader for the first time after hearing all these things about Vader. He finally meets Vader, and he does a mission with Vader. But while doing this mission with Vader, Thrawn notices there are a lot of similarities to you, to this person that I went on a mission with during the Clone Wars. An accidental mission within the Clone Wars. So he starts kind of prodding at Vader and, asking him certain Anakin-like questions and asking him, certain things about the Clone War and things like that. Now, typically, you ask Vader questions like that, you're just going to die. I don't know if Vader just didn't because he was Grand Admiral Thrawn, because they've been on several different missions outside of that one together. The respect that Vader had for Thrawn is the same respect that Thrawn has for Vader, and vice versa with Tarkin. So I'm not sure if he just didn't do it just because of who he was, or but Thrawn ultimately out of the exchange between the two got the answers he wanted and surmised that, oh, you are Anakin. Okay, so it makes sense. Now with Tarkin was always Palpatine's right hand. Even during the Clone Wars, Tarkin knew about Order 66 before Order 66 was commenced. Tarkin was keyed in on a lot of different things. And the respect that Tarkin has for Vader comes from a comic that they did where Tarkin hunted Vader. It was an agreement that the both of them had. Tarkin, Vader and him had made an agreement saying, if you hunt me. How did that go down? How did that go down? It was a whole like a I'm not gonna really kill you type of deal, but I'm gonna prove to you that I can capture you. And Vader told Tarkin, I'm gonna prove to you that you can. Whole TLDR thing. Tarkin got the best of Vader, so he thought because Vader had turned off his breathing. It's a whole thing. I don't want to get into the deepness of it, but it's a whole thing. It turned off his breathing apparatus to where Tarkin couldn't hear him coming, and then it was dope. Like Tarkin had set Vader up to where he got electrocuted with lightning from the sky. He thought that had taken Vader out, but it didn't. And Vader came back and force choked Tarkin. It was. Yeah. He did come up. He did somewhat become a lackey for Governor Tarkin, but like D Stizzle said, but at the same time, it was the power that Tarkin had too. Tarkin had a lot of power. Him and Palp were damn close. D Stizzle also said my choice would be Clone War style Old Republic series. I would love that. There's the rumors right now that they're working on another animated series currently, and I'm hoping if they were smart, I know that's not going to be Old Republic. I know it's not going to be that. If they were smart, that sells itself. But also, if they were smart, they would make it a Luke series. We have yet the franchise's main character, recast T'Challa, the franchise's main character, and yet we refuse to use him. We don't use him. It's crazy to me. We haven't seen. It's crazy. You can get away with so much in animation. You don't need to have this person that looks exactly like Mark Hamill. You can get away with so much in animation to where you can carry those stories out. We can see Luke. I would love to see some Luke stories, but that's just me. Let's go to the next thing here. The next thing that we're going to talk about is the Spider-Man 4 stuff that is going on. So Alex over the Cosmic Circus does his annual monthly Q&A where he'll answer a bunch of different questions in regards to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and things that are going on in the scooping and rumor world. And something that he had put out today was some things about Spider-Man 4. My Time to Shine had put out some things too, but we'll get to that in just a second. Some of the things that they had put out were that the film will feature several symbiotes, and this is something that we know we have learned due to the film taking drastic changes. It went from the street level film that it was going to be, and I still, in my opinion, I know some of you might disagree, I would still like that street level film. I think I would go Kingpin over Noel, and some of you might be thinking that's insane, Noel. And I say that just because, do I want to see Tom Holland Spider-Man fight Noel? Yes. But that Kingpin story, where we were going with that, I was excited for that. I really was. That Devil Rain storyline that they were going to adapt into that, I was really excited for that. Him putting a band on vigilantes, Spider-Man, potentially even Black Cat, Daredevil working together to take on possibly Scorpion, Mr. Negative, Tombstone, and some of the others that were going to be working for Kingpin. I was kind of excited for that one. Then there was the whole, rumors of Miles Morales showing up and things like that. Well, now you've kind of replaced Kingpin you've replaced Kingpin with Noel. You've replaced Scorpion, who's been locked up in jail since Spider-Man 1, and Tombstone and Mr. Negative and everyone else with the symbiotes. And you've also replaced Miles Morales now with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, who are more than likely coming back to reprise their roles in Spider-Man 4. So he says it's going to feature several symbiotes. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are likely set to reprise their roles. The plot appears to be shifting towards the cosmic narrative instead of the street-level story. And again, these are kind of things that we have been privy to due to some of the new leaks and things coming out about Spider-Man 4. It's not going to be, again, that grounded-level Spider-Man film. Now, this is something that Alex said, too, that I was really excited about the last time we did a live stream talking about Venom: The Last Dance. And that's that there was the whole rumors that Tom Holland had filmed scenes, and there were the pictures of him in wherever they were filming Venom: The Last Dance. Pictures of him. People were speculating, okay, he's filming something. It's a secret deal for Venom: Last Dance. And then I don't remember what scooper it was that came out and said that, they had heard that he had filmed some things for Venom: Last Dance in the post-credit scenes. Alex over the Cosmic Circus says that he is not making an appearance in Venom: The Last Dance. And again, now, you still got me with Noel. I'm still there because of Noel. but I'm still in the same ship of I just don't get it. And this could be wrong. Alex may not know, and it could be right, and maybe he's not in it. But it's still I don't understand the missing aspect of Spider-Man in this shit, especially if this shit is supposed to bleed into the MCU and bleed into Spider-Man 4 with Noel and everything like that. How would Spider-Man not? And I'm not saying I need him swinging. I would love it, but I'm not saying I need him swinging around with Venom fighting Noel or anything like that. And here's the thing, too, that we've heard about that. Don't get too excited, and let me tell myself this, too. Don't get too excited on the prospects of seeing Noel thrash out in Venom Last Dance. That's not going to happen. From what we've heard from some of the scoopers is that, yeah, he's going to show up, but it's going to kind of be the way Thanos was in Guardians, the first Guardians. Or not Guardians, sorry. The way that Thanos was in the Avengers 1, where he showed up a lot with in space and things like that, with Loki talking to him and different things like that. And then there was, but it's not going to be, he's not stepping down from his throne with the Necro Sword to fight Venom. That's not going to happen in this film, from what we've heard. He's going to show up. He's going to say some lines. There's going to be this whole CGI with Andy Serkis, but it's supposed to set up the multiple other appearances that we are going to see of Noel in the Sony MCU universe. So there's that as well. My Time to Shine Hello tweeted out earlier today that she had had a really big Spider-Man 4 scoop. And the big scoop, I guess, is that RDJ's Doctor Doom is going to have a role in Spider-Man 4. Now, is that really kind of shocking? No, because what we've learned about Spider-Man 4, due to it now being a cosmic level type of film. Before, Spider-Man 4 was going to be that grounded level film. Sony came in, but it had with Marvel. They wanted Andrew and Tobey Maguire to come back to repeat the success of No Way Home, and they wanted to be more of a cosmic level type of film. Marvel and Sony kind of, plateaued on that, so they said, okay, we can do the cosmic level, but also have some street elements. Well, now it looks like Sony has kind of completely gotten their way, and it's going to be the multiversal cosmic level film all together. The reason I said all that with the RDJ stuff is because we know that Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 is supposed to be a Battle World film. With it being a Battle World film, it makes sense for Doctor Doom to be a part of that film or show up in some capacity in that film or something like that. I've seen a lot of people making suggestions that is it going to be Doctor Doom possibly fighting Noel. I don't want to. Personally, in a Spider-Man film, that's a lot. Doctor Doom showing up, fighting Noel. Why would Doctor Doom show up and fight Noel? It's a bunch of confusion right now until we have some type of plot or synopsis to go off of and to speculate and build off of. This is just people that are rumored to be cast in this film, and Doctor Doom is rumored to be in it. Again, it's not shocking with it being a Doomsday, a Battle World post type of film. That's not really that shocking. So we'll see exactly what happens with that. But I will say this, I'll add this to this. This is actually, I'm not going to add that to the Spider-Man stuff. I'll save that for next. But so with Spider-Man 4, we know that Miles Morales is supposed to possibly show up. He may not even anymore, with the replacement being Andrew and Toby. Miles may not show up until later on. We also know that it is possibly going to be the King in Black, to where it is going to be, if you know the King in Black storyline, that also still makes sense for it to be King in Black, because if it is a Battle World type of film in the King in Black, Noel showed up and whooped the Avengers' ass. So it could be a whole thing where Noel shows up. It is a Battle World type film. They are already going to know of the impending threat of Doctor Doom by that time, or Rabam Allah, whichever name they choose to use for RDJ's Doctor Doom. It's going to be Doctor Doom, but in the comics, the threat that they didn't know before learning it was Doctor Doom in Secret Wars and all that, it was Rabam Allah. They were hearing, who's this Rabam Allah? Who da 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 da. Come to find out, Rabam Allah is obviously Doctor Doom. So, you could do that. You could have a deal where, well, like I said, you have Noel coming in the King in Black, and decimating or fighting the Avengers. So you could have that same thing where he does come in, he fights the Avengers. Again, like we know that they're already going to, by that time, know about Doctor Doom because Brave New World comes out before this. And can I say this without, I don't think this is really a spoiler. I don't consider this a spoiler. In one of the post-credit scenes for, I don't consider this a spoiler, but check out if you might consider this a spoiler. Just on the side that it could be considered a spoiler. I don't think it's a spoiler, but in one of the post-credit scenes, let me put it this way: this is not a spoiler. This is shit we know. We know that in Brave New World, that at the end of everything, the leader and the Red Hulk are not going to be dead, but they're just going to end up on the raft. We've known that for a long, long time. That's not news. Anyway, Sam visits them, and while visiting them in the raft, he asks them, or the leader reveals to him that the reason he gave the serum to Amadeus Cho is because something big is coming, and we need to be ready when it does come. So what they are trying to give to the leader is that the leader is this, obviously, we already know that he's super, super, super fucking intelligent, but intelligence obviously beyond the intellect of the known space. He knows things about the multiverse. I mean, the leader is obviously, he's a leader. So him giving the super soul or the Hulk serum to Amadeus Cho to eventually become one of the Hulks, and leading up into what we've heard about the World War Hulk rumors and it being its own battle world thing, and possibly having Amadeus Cho a part of those Hulks. And he tells him that something big is coming, and then Sam's reply to him is, "I'm going to be ready." And that's where maybe you're building the whole new Avengers team, which we've heard some of those Thunderbolts members are going to become some of the a part of the new Avengers team. You could be building to a Doctor Doom type event, and with not just in Avengers Doomsday, but in these Battle World films as well. If Doctor Doom is showing up in a King in Black type of film, whether that be in the film itself or in the post-credit scene, you set up a lot of. There's a lot to do to really establish RDJ as Doctor Doom or Bamala or whatever the fuck they're gonna call him. So they've got a lot to do, and I do think that it does make sense to have Spider-Man 4, since you're making a cosmic level film, have that be a Battle World film. I think the idea to have these films in between Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars Battle World type films is brilliant. It's genius, I think, and the reason I think that is because you then are able to cover a lot of ground in solo films that you wouldn't otherwise be able to put in a 6 hour, obviously make a movie 6 hours. So there's a lot to do. It's the multiverse. Spider-Man as more comes out, we're going to learn even more about it. I'm more curious for October 25th than anything. I don't care about Venom's dancing. I don't care about the shit he's doing with Mrs. Chow in the casino or knocking people out for their tuxedos. I'm only here for Venom: The Last Dance, for the connectivity to the multiverse. What are some of these things that are going on? Is Tom, like the connectivity to Spider-Man, the connectivity to the MCU, Noel's whole motive here? That's about it. Anything that Venom's doing outside of that in this movie, I really don't care. I do not give a shit. So I'm excited for the other things, but that's about it. So we will see what exactly goes on with Spider-Man 4. And of course, there's the rumor from last week that Tom Holland has signed on for 3 more Spider-Man films. So we will see exactly what goes on with that. But one of the things I did want to say too was this is not Spider-Man related, but Dr. Doom and Reed Richards' relationship will not be as important or impactful as it is in the 2015 Secret Wars comic. Think of it as Tony and Thanos. Tony knew there was a threat coming, but didn't know exactly who it was. Yet on the opposite end, Thanos knew everything about Tony. Basically, Thanos is Doom and Tony is Reed. I don't like that. Now, from the MCU, and some of you aren't going to like what I'm about to say, from the MCU current standpoint, does what they're doing with Spider-Man And Doctor Doom makes sense, of course, because they put so much emphasis on the relationship of Spider-Man and Tony Stark as Iron Man in the MCU. So with RDJ portraying Doctor Doom and Doctor Doom having the exact same face for whatever reason as Iron Man from the 616 universe, that is going to that's going to do something to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It's going to conflict him in a way. I've even seen, theories out there or scoops and rumors out there that the symbiote he's going to get the symbiote suit, but he's going to have it for quite some time, not just for a one and done movie, but he's going to have it for some time. And I believe one of the things I saw was that Doom had something to do with him acquiring that. So I don't know exactly what the relationship is going to be between RDJ's Doom and Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but that is the dynamic that they are pushing. That is the main relationship that Doctor Doom is going to have outside of, I believe, Doctor Strange. And I believe he's obviously going to fight Reed but him and Reed they're not the story. So, and we kind of had talked about this I don't want to say a while back, a couple weeks ago, one of the live streams we did. I think it was on the Pantheon. I was telling them, and I remember Marcus saying, "What? I don't like that. He's not going to know." From what we know, he's not even really going to be aware of. I don't think they know of Victor from their universe, the Fantastic Four. I don't think they know of Victor. But I could be wrong. But from the rumors and things we've heard before, they didn't know of Victor. So we'll see how all that turns out as well. Yeah, like Gray said, there goes that bullshitty. Yeah, for sure. Kenny, appreciate you being here. He said, that makes me worry for MCU's Valeria and Franklin, honestly. Yes, and that's something we also know. Franklin and Valeria are also going to be in the film. Franklin, for sure. That's why I think from what we've learned, that's why the film is called First Steps, because it references to Franklin's first steps. This universe that we're going to be joining the Fantastic Four in, does not matter at all, because this universe is going to be destroyed. Galactus is not even from this Galactus is not even from this universe. The heralds that he's going to have, we're rumored to be seeing other heralds outside of Shalabala, and we're supposed to see others as well, like Terax and some other ones as well, but we don't know that for sure. It's been rumored as of lately that Matt Shakman is working on a Silver Surfer movie series or something for Disney Plus, whether it be a presentation or something like that. Now, that's not too surprising either. We've heard about a Silver Surfer project for quite some time over at Marvel Studios, which makes me believe, which we kind of already talked about, the main Silver Surfer, Norrin Rad, is still in our 616 universe. If they're doing a Silver Surfer series around Norrin Rad, it's going to possibly be from our main universe, and it's going to tie into, there's so many different things that they could do with Silver Surfer. It's a cosmic level being. He's able to, go and travel and do the things that, cosmic level Norrin Rad is able to do. So it's like you have a series with Silver Surfer. You got Matt Shakman working on it. So obviously it's going to tie into everything that they're doing currently, because Matt Shakman is the director for the Fantastic Four. So he would have knowledge of what they want to do, and same thing, Matt Shakman is in-house. He plays well with them. He doesn't, he did WandaVision, now he's doing Fantastic Four, now rumored to do the Silver Surfer series. So we will see exactly what that series is. Brother Stark said Lakeith Stanfield as Norrin Rad still. That was a tweet that was out by Exiled Scooper. Exiled Scooper had put out that Marvel, due to feeling bad for what they were doing, for not giving Lakeith Stanfield the role of Norrin Rad, gave the role of Blade to him. That was not true at all. Will Lakeith Stanfield be joining the MCU? I don't know. Here's the thing that I did say around that time, though, when that did come out, because Lakeith himself said that, I guess I didn't get the gig, which means he probably had conversations with Marvel Studios about playing Norrin Rad. The issue I have with Lakeith playing Norrin Rad is you once again take a very talented black actor and you paint their body so we don't see their blackness. Love Lakeith. I think he'd be a good addition to the MCU. I like the more on the line of him being Brother Voodoo. Obviously, he'd need to put on some weight and things like that. But if we're going to put him in the MCU or somebody like that, maybe go the Brother Voodoo route, or there's even other routes that you could go with him. But to have him as Norrin Rad, I wouldn't hate it. I'm not saying I'd hate it at all. I'm just saying, yet again, we are putting another black, talented face and covering it so we don't see his blackness. So I don't know on that one. And then, so yeah, Matt Shackman's doing all that whole thing. So we should see Norrin Rad showing up sometime soon within the MCU. Let's see. D-Sizzle said Pete and Tony never had this mentor-student relationship in the comics. No, they didn't at all. But again, this is the MCU, and we know that they are going to do their version of what they want it to be. It's just like with Rio right now and Agatha all along. Now, unless you, again, spoiler warning, I guess, it was kind of spoiled all over the internet, unless you're just not in those places. It's been, I won't say it, it's been revealed who Death is. It's been revealed who Aubrey Plaza is. She's playing Death. I didn't mean to say it like that, but shit. She's Death. But she's also, so she's Death. One thing we've seen in the MCU is that they will take several different characters and mash them into one to create the character that they're wanting to create. We've seen it before happen in the MCU, and that could be something they're doing right now with Aubrey Plaza's character. You know, she is playing the Green Witch, but she's said to be playing the Green Witch, but due to the Funko Pop leaks and some other things that have, speculation leading toward her, she is Death. She is Death within the MCU. So they could be taking two people, because there's been speculation from some people thinking that she may have, she may also, what's her name? Oh, fuck, I forget her name. But mainly Death, I guess. It'll come back to me. But mainly Death is what who she is, due to, again, the Funko Pop leaks and everything like that. So I mean, we've seen that Marvel likes to do that, and we've seen that, we will see Death showing up in the MCU, and with Agatha. Now, I'm trying to remember, because I got stuck on her fucking name. I'm still thinking about it. What was I going with that whole Agatha thing? What we're seeing in Agatha now. Hold on. What was the comment I read? Damn. I don't remember. But also with, I don't remember where the fuck I was going with that. I started thinking about that fucking name. Damn, where the fuck was I going with Agatha and why I said that Death is in the show? I don't remember. Damn, okay, I'm sorry. But it'll come back to me. I promise you it'll come back to me. Since we're on Agatha, because I was going to go to that anyway. Raymond said, I'm glad you forgot. Since we're on Agatha, let's go ahead and talk Agatha. One of the things that, Thanos and not Agatha. Thank you, Brother Stark. That was it. But I'll move anyway. One of the things that I'm really excited for with Agatha is where all this could be going with building up the supernatural side of the MCU. You guys know that's something that I have been talking about for a while, as far as like the spooky supernatural side of things within the MCU. I was really excited when I saw Werewolf by Night. I still think Werewolf by Night is really well done. There were a lot of characters within Werewolf by Night that, like Man-Thing, Elsa Bloodstone, some of those that we thought would show up and be on the spooky side of things on the team, the supernatural side. Brad Winterbaum has recently even talked about how they want to do which they've talked about a lot, but this is one of the first times they've actually publicly spoken about it, and that is a Ghost Rider. And he was saying how he wanted to be Blaze's younger brother, and how he would want it to be a series, and they would go right into making it right now if he could. We do know that from leaks and speculation and things like that from behind the scenes that Ghost Rider is going to be on that supernatural side of the team, supernatural side of things on the team. We've even heard that Agatha is going to be on the supernatural side of things and on that team as well. So with what we've learned so far in Agatha, it has been confirmed from that last episode that obviously Billy Joe Locke is not Nicholas Scratch, but it has also been confirmed that Nicholas Scratch could potentially be, like Red Hood and Ironheart, a agent of Mephisto, or a demon himself, if not an agent of Mephisto. We've also learned so far from Agatha that this is not the first time that Agatha has walked the road, which kind of could mean that she got her powers in Wanda from the first time that she walked the road. That's why she was so powerful. We also have learned that, I went into this on the Pantheon, but and Chill kind of was confused by it, the Demiurge. So like the Scarlet Witch, the Demiurge is super, 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 super fucking powerful, and that's Billy. Billy is the Demiurge. Wanda is a witch, but the Scarlet Witch is an entity that she draws power from. That's just like the Demiurge. The Demiurge is an entity that Billy can tap into and draw power from. And when he does draw power from the Demiurge, he is one of the most powerful characters in Marvel comics. He's one of the most powerful characters in Marvel comics. So just like his mother. So you could see a thing where, because there's speculation that Rio is kind of like, since it's the MCU, and maybe she's drawing power from death. Well, I don't think that's what it is. I think she actually is death herself. But that we could possibly see a thing, because we've already seen in the trailers him using some of his powers where he could possibly tap into his ability as a Demiurge, and like his mother, because there's that scene in one of the most recent trailers where you see Agatha on the ground, and you see Aubrey Plaza's character. In several other scenes, she's in green because she's the Green Witch. But in this particular scene, which is leading more to the death shit, in that trailer, Agatha's on the ground and Rio is rising up in the air wearing all black. And Agatha saying, "I want my prize. I want what I was promised." And then right after that, in the same scene, you see a flash of Billy's hand glowing. And maybe he could be tapping into some Demiurge shit. I feel like in order for, if you really want to do Billy and you're going to have Billy be, possibly go on to doing the Children's Crusade shit, which I'm going to get into in just a second, because that is a rumored thing with Wanda. Her movie is rumored to be the Children's Crusade deal. Then you have a deal where you could have Billy be the Demiurge. You could have Billy show up as the Demiurge. And you do that, again, that's a very, very, very powerful character. But if you have, like kind of like the Phoenix, like Kenny said, if you have, with you having Wanda getting her own show and these other spinoffs of WandaVision that I really think they need to stop on. I'm not talking about, Wonder Main, stop on that too. And Vision Quest seems like it might be somewhat interesting. But there's another rumored show that they're trying to do, another spinoff show of WandaVision that I just don't think they need to do. But what that all is going to lead to, from what we've heard, is the Scarlet Witch film that is supposed to come out before Secret Wars, or it's either before or after Secret Wars. And I believe it's before. And that's a lot to do between Avengers 6 and Secret Wars. A film that's supposed to come out, I still think Secret Wars is going to get pushed back, but a film that's supposed to come out a year after Avengers 5. But you're supposed to have that Scarlet Witch film in between those two, which could they're trying to set up the Children's Crusade deal. And it's obviously going to be the MCU version of the Children's Crusade, but it makes sense. It makes sense because RDJ is Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is a huge part of Children's Crusade. All of this is supposed to be, all these spin-offs with Wonder Main, with Vision Quest, with what they're doing with Agatha, all supposed to be culminating to the Scarlet Witch film, the Children's Crusade storyline, and what they're doing in that. Within the Vision series, they are going to be going after finding Speed. The plot synopsis and leaks right now have him titled Teen, just like they have Joe Locke's character Wiccan titled Teen in Agatha. So who's going to be playing Speed in the Vision Quest? I'm not sure, but that is the overall synopsis right now, is that they are going to be looking for Speed. Obviously, there's the stuff going on with Vision and his self-discovery and becoming White Vision. So all of that is going on. Like Gray said, Young Avengers about to be the grown Avengers. Yeah, they are definitely aging fast. So like I said, there's a lot going on in the MCU. I'm kind of excited for some of this stuff that is going on, some of the stuff I could do without. Let's see what else we've got, because I had some stuff here. I think that's the same thing. There's a stuff that they're doing for Moon Knight. Well, actually, let me do this. Let's do this. Thank you so much, Michael. He said, is the MCU still making money? Granted, I'm 54 years old, but it seems like there's a ton of stories they're telling that I'm not interested in. That's the thing, too. It's the capturing the interest of viewers. Look at Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine by far is not anything that definitely changes the MCU or anything like that, but it was a fun time. It was definitely very fan servicey, but the film was well talked about. Most people that went and saw it really had a really good time with it. But then you look at the Joker, a film with a character that people love. The first film made $1 billion. People loved that first film. But the story just wasn't something that fans were interested in seeing. Fans weren't interested in seeing a musical, and that's just the facts of it. I've seen some people saying, "Oh, you guys just don't understand it. You guys just don't understand the fact what Todd Phillips was trying to do. You don't understand what Joaquin and the beautiful storytelling that they're doing. Give it a couple beats, and then you guys will get it." I don't think even after a couple beats, I still haven't seen the film. After a couple beats, I'm going to get it. Because after everything I've seen about the film and some of the things that I've seen leaked about the film as far as that ending goes, people aren't interested in that. So to round it back to your question about, are people still interested in it? Because there seems to be a lot of things being made that you're not interested in either. I feel like that is a lot of fans' thought process on it, on when it comes to certain things that the MCU are doing. Like you look at Agatha, even right now. Agatha's doing good numbers, and it's surprising the hell out of a lot of people. But going in, that was a lot of people's thought. I'm not interested in this. This is not. I actually just watched Kinda Culty. His YouTube channel. He does MCU videos and things like that. He started his Agatha video with, "I'm not gonna lie to you, Agatha is not something I thought I was gonna be interested in because it wasn't something that I thought was made for me. But I'm actually having a pretty good time with it." If Marvel can get back to fans actually getting invigorated and caring about wanting to sit down in theaters or spend money to sit down in theaters to see these films again, then you could get back on the track of, okay, this is something I somewhat care about. But because Phase 4 was in such a disarray, and because Phase 5 was in such a disarray, there's not, and I'm speaking for myself now, I went from being excited about almost everything that Marvel was doing to where I wasn't even counting down to the days to go see Deadpool and Wolverine. I enjoyed Deadpool. I had a hell of a good time watching Deadpool Wolverine. But I didn't go see it multiple times in theaters. Not like I did with No Way Home. I think that was the last Marvel experience I really had, was with No Way Home. Have I seen things with Marvel? Of course. Am I going to continue to watch things with Marvel? Of course. I'm invested. I'm here. But my excitement level is nowhere near it used to be at all. Like Venom. Even before Noel. I forgot. I didn't even know Venom was coming out this month before Noel. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't. I'd seen the trailers, but I didn't pay attention to the trailers because I didn't give a fuck. But people want what we want, and wanting what we want and getting the shit that we're getting it is definitely, I think, putting not a superhero fatigue, but just I'm not going to pay for bullshit. I know what I want to see, and that what you're doing is just not what I want to see. So no, I don't know that they are. The test is going to be Brave New World, but I'm gonna be honest with you. With Brave New World, they're not going to make the money like that. Brave New World. Maybe you pull it in with Harrison Ford, and maybe you pull it in with the Hulk, but somebody made a very good damn point the last time I said that with Harrison Ford, and that was the fact that Indiana Jones, the most recent one, fucking bombed, and that's Harrison Ford. So it's not like Harrison Ford is the name that's going to put asses in the seats to go watching Brave New World. So I don't know. That's true. Are they making money? It's a damn good question. Are they making money still? Of course, I would assume Marvel is still making money, but are they going to be able to keep up that steam? That's the question too. Are they going to be able to keep up the steam and really put asses in those seats? I don't know. We'll see with Brave New World. I'm telling you, I just don't think Brave New World is going to be it. I really don't. Really don't see it. Okay, let's get into the last thing here before we get into some other stuff. And that is that I actually have notes for this one. And that is fucking Blade. I have talked about Blade quite a bit. We have talked about Blade since 2019. Well, before I had my YouTube channel talking about Blade, obviously talking about Blade and the being announced at D23. Mahershala Ali, I'm not D23, San Diego Comic-Con. Mahershala Ali coming out on stage, two-time Academy Award-winning actor Mahershala Ali coming out on stage to join the MCU as Blade. He was the one that called Kevin Feige up. He was the one that sat down with Marvel and said, hey, I want to be in the MCU and I want to be Blade. And then with Kevin Feige's words, when Mahershala Ali knocks on your door, you give him a role. So they gave him a role, and here we are 6 years later, damn near 6 years later, and this man has still not put on, we don't even know what Mahershala Ali's Blade in the MCU looks like. We've heard his voice from Eternals. We don't know what he looks like. Only thing we have is fan art. Marvel hasn't even gone out their way to give us a glimpse of what this man would look like in the MCU. Not using D23 or whatever the fuck they're about to do in Brazil with the D23 Brazil or Comic-Con Brazil or whatever the fuck it's called. Mahershala Ali's not coming out in the costume. Mahershala Ali's not going to give us any type of hint that he's even still excited or invigorated about this project. The only thing we know from Mahershala Ali himself is the last time he did an interview was, oh my God, I don't know, 2021 maybe? Late 2022 when he said it's still happening. I can tell you that it's happening. That's what he said. You know, he didn't say he was happy with it or anything like that. He just said it's happening. The most recent thing wasn't from Mahershala Ali specifically, but from his legal team. And that was the fact that his lawyer was saying that she had never been a part of anything like this where it takes this long for something to get off the ground. Then it's gone through 19 different directors, 27 different writers to where they finally, I guess, have pinned down a script with Eric Pearson, who is still attached to the project as the writer. It's gone through, Jan Damage was supposed to direct it, and he's not directing it. And the newest, well, before I even get to any of the newest rumors, but the newest rumors comes from James, and he said he was going to direct it, but that's not happening. So let's just go through let's go through this one by one here. Back in July of 2021, I'm sorry, not July 2021, July 21st, 2024, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige said that they are actively working on the script for Blade and that he's read half of the new script, which is feeling good so far. Then, in that same day, this was the day that before Deadpool and Wolverine came out, Kevin Feige was doing press for Deadpool and Wolverine, but while doing press for Deadpool and Wolverine was getting asked a plethora of different questions of other Marvel projects. And within that same interview, he got asked, or within that same day of interviews, he got asked by another interviewer that Marvel Studios is so committed to making Blade, or this is what he told them, Marvel Studios is so committed to making Blade that they won't release it until it's perfect. It's been frustrating, Kevin Feige says, for us and for some fans, it's taken a while, but we have a writer and we're working on it. I've read half of the new draft and I'm feeling good so far. That was July 21st. Now let's skip down to August 2nd. This is coming from Holyfield News. I'm blocked by Holyfield News because some of y'all tagged me in the Recast T'Challa stuff with them and they ain't feeling that. So I'm blocked by Holyfield News, but I still can get news from them, to where they said that Chad, this is a German director, I can't pronounce his last name, is being considered over at Marvel Studios to direct the upcoming Blade project. Eric Pearson is still currently writing the script, and the filming will begin, and the film is being set in present day. That was August 2nd. Let's move to August 7th. August 7th, Alex over at the Cosmic Circus said that Mahershala Ali's Blade film is said to be in a state of limbo. And this was right after, obviously, you just heard Kevin Feige saying that we're working on it, we're happy, we're not going to release it until it's perfect, but from what I've seen so far, I like. Again, skip down to August 7th, Alex over the Cosmic Circus says it was in limbo. He also said that same day that Ollie's Blade will reportedly be like Nick Fury of the supernatural side of the MCU. Just talking about the supernatural side of the MCU, we do know that Blade is rumored to be the leader of the supernatural side of the MCU. That is something that Marvel Studios wants to set up. It is something that we're supposed to be seeing happen with Blade, something of that effect in a post-credit scene in his film, if that film ever does see the light of day. He also reported on August 20th, not coming from Alex over at the Cosmic Circus, but on August 20th from Jeff Snyder during the Hot Mic, he said that it's possible that Marvel is moving further away from making Mahershala Ali's Blade and moving closer to a Wesley Snipes Blade movie. Talked about this. After Deadpool and Wolverine, after Wesley Snipes said the infamous line that he said that there's only one Blade, there's only ever going to be one Blade. A lot of people were saying, oh, he was just joking. But, I'm still one of the ones that say, was it a joke? Or are you sure he was actually joking? Or was there was Mahershala Ali in on that joke? Did he know before seeing that movie, if he's even seen Deadpool and Wolverine? I'm sure he's seen that joke as it's gone around. But if he even saw Deadpool and Wolverine, was he in on the joke? Was he like, ha, 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 yeah, I'm Blade, but that's fine, go ahead and say that? Or what? Or was it because, there's the way that Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool looks at the camera. There's just everything about it. Then there's, of course, the long, drawn-out, dragging our legs on not getting this film up and made, not having a trailer, not having concept art, not seeing Mahershala Ali in the costume at all or anything like that. We don't know anything about it. So there's all of that added to it that made fans, and again, me, think that I don't think that was a joke. I think that he's serious. There's only one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade. I don't think that they're going to do a Wesley Snipes movie. Even Wesley Snipes has come out and said that he's given his blessing to Mahershala Ali. He even said that, I don't know. He even said when he got contacted by Ryan Reynolds, how is that going to work if they've already got Mahershala Ali as Blade? Blah, 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 all those different things. So that being said, Wesley Snipes spends quite a bit of time on Twitter. He sees the exact same things we've seen because he's even retweeted some things. He's seen some of the things that we've seen. So him seeing that, him been wanting to do another Blade film since 2018, been talking about this for a long time. I mean, I'm not saying that he, is trying to step on Mahershala's toes, and I don't think they're doing a Wesley Snipes Blade film. Is he going to come back as as Blade? I'm sure he probably will come back as a variant of Blade. Actually, what we've heard is that team in Deadpool and Wolverine, that Resistance team that stormed Cassandra Nova's base, they're going to show up, that same team, in the Secret Wars stuff as well. So that, again, puts Wesley Snipes back in the fold. I don't think they're doing a Wesley Snipes film, but now let's move on to some of the more recent reports. Let's start with September. September 3rd, the executive producer Brad Winterbaum said that Blade will have a different style of horror than other MCU projects. He went on to say it really depends on the vision of the filmmaker, who they don't have, on what horror cues you're pulling from. And that's not just unique to horror, it's unique to any genre we're playing with. September 4th, Scooper Daniel RPK said that Marvel Studios will reportedly decide the fate of Blade and Armor Wars in the coming months. I can tell you right now, we've heard nothing about Armor Wars, nothing about Armor Wars. I don't even think, and whatever Armor Wars was going to be, it's completely redone, completely it's not going to be, because some of the elements that were going to be in Armor Wars are not there anymore. I.e., when I was talking about Vision Quest, before Vision Quest revealed that Ultron was going to be a part of the show, Ultron was going to be a part of Armor Wars. It was speculated that he might be a part of Vision Quest, but he was supposed to be a part of Armor Wars. Damage Control was going to be a part of Armor Wars. Stark Tech obviously is going to be a part of Armor Wars. The events of Secret Invasion were going to bleed into Armor Wars. There was a bunch of different things that were going to be going on within Armor Wars. Of course, you're going to have possibly Crimson Dynamo and a bunch of the other villains that were trying to steal Stark Tech, like in the comics, show up in the show as well, or the movie as well. It went from a show to a movie to now not heard anything about it in forever. Don Cheadle talked about it recently on Good Morning America, or I think it was Good Morning America, where they asked him about Armor Wars. He said, what is Armor Wars? And obviously he said in a joking way, but Don Cheadle is also one of the ones that is pretty good at keeping face when it comes to keeping secrets over at Marvel. Remember, he was the one sitting next to Mark Ruffalo when Mark Ruffalo spilt the beans in Endgame. He's one of the ones that can keep a straight face when it comes to some of the things not getting leaked or not spoiling certain things. So he could have had a face on like, yeah, what's Armor Wars? Knowing in the back of his mind that, no, this is already canned. I'm not going to reprise my role in a solo film as Rhodey. You'll see me as Rhodey, but you won't see me in my solo film as Rhodey in Armor Wars. I can tell you right now, I don't think Armor Wars is on the table any longer. Then he goes on to say that, and this was on September 6th, coming from Alex over at the Cosmic Circus, is that the Blade film could be released after Avengers Secret Wars. I think that's where it is. I think that's where it's going to be, after Avengers Secret Wars, if it even happens. Also on September 6th, coming from Jeff Snyder, he said that Marvel Studios is talking to specific directors for the Blade film, hinting with the picture of the German actor, the same thing there that I said earlier. This one is coming from September 27th. It's been reported, and this is obviously from a few days ago, it's been reported that James Samuel, director of The Harder They Fall, is reportedly in talks to direct Blade. Now, let's fast forward to today. James Samuels tweeted out, did I save that tweet? I'm pretty sure I did. He did. James Samuels tweeted out, I don't know where these rumors start, but I am not in talks to do Blade with Marvel. I love me the Daywalker, though. I can't wait to watch that joint. Sidebar, when Blade 2 came out, I prayed they would make Wesley Snipes / Christopher Lee Blade 3. It didn't happen, sadly. So this is yet another name that was thrown into the hat as far as a director that was going to direct Blade, but he has come out and said it himself. I don't know where these rumors are coming from. Now, this could be Andrew Garfield, I'm not in No Way Home type of deal. I don't believe that. I believe that he probably really doesn't know anything about it. He probably doesn't know anything about it because there's no talking about it at Marvel. There's no secret rooms, no closed doors conversations happening at Marvel about Blade. And if it is happening, closed doors conversations about Blade, it's how can we get away from Blade? Because I don't think that, I'm telling you, as much as they say that they really want to do Blade and Blade is so cool and they want to make it perfect and this and that, you let Ryan Coogler have his announcement vampire film after you announced yours back in 2019. We've gotten a trailer for it already and it comes out. We don't know shit about yours. The only thing, Marvel could have done anything, bro. Brought Mahershala out at D23, brought him out at the most recent San Diego Comic-Con, anything like that, but they have not done that. They don't even really want to talk about Blade. The only thing that Kevin Feige has been able to say is that the script is done and we don't want to release until it's perfect. And again, as I've said many times and as others have said many times, how hard and how perfect does a vampire film have to be? He is killing vampires. That is it. That's it. So the fact that we have gone through months and months, and I just started in July. It goes back further than July. But the fact that we are just going months and months and months with different news, and it's on standby here, it's in limbo there, this director's dropped off here, well, this writer may not do it anymore, we don't want to release until it's perfect, Mahershala Ali is still happy. It's just, I would say don't do this. So actually, to that question back up there that we got asked, is Marvel Studios even making any money? They're doing a lot of shit that I just don't care about anymore. This is one I don't care about anymore. This is one I don't give a shit about anymore. I'm telling you, Armor Wars. I don't give a shit if they do Armor Wars anymore. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if they do Armor Wars. I don't care if they do Blade. All these projects that have been announced and we've not seen anything for them, like Wonder Man. I've seen people saying now, okay, expect to see some things talked about Wonder Man at D23's Brazil. That's what the fuck y'all said about America's Brazil. And they still didn't say anything about Wonder Man there. The only thing we've heard about Wonder Man is that someone died on set. And I'm not laughing at the person that died on set. I'm laughing at the simple fact that that's the only news about Wonder Man that we've had come out from, and that didn't even come from Marvel. Came from the Hollywood Trades. Thank you, whoever sent that. Let me look at that. Thank you. That came from the Hollywood Trades. Whoever sent that, Michael. Thank you. He said, "Why not make a follow-up to?" Why am I blanking on what WWBN is? With Giacchino directing Toby, Spider-Man 4, Amazing Spider-Man 3, with Garfield, or a Blade 4. But we get series/movies and get terrible buzz, cost millions, and fans get blamed for being toxic. Yeah, I agree, bro. Like, I'm trying to let me see what I'm blanking on my acronyms here. What is WWBN in Marvel? Oh, Werewolf by Night. Ha! Okay. Werewolf by Night, following up Werewolf by Night with Giacchino directing. I would agree. I agree to that because, to be honest with you, if you go back and you watch our reaction to Werewolf by Night that we did, when we were talking about it at the end of the, giving our thoughts and stuff, I said that. I said, I thought Blade... I thought Blade was going to show up in some capacity. I really did. I really thought that, because this has been a long time rumor that Marvel wanted Mahershala Ali's Blade to be leading the supernatural side of the MCU. He was going to be the leader of the Midnight Suns. So with some of the members that could have been in the Midnight Suns showing up in Werewolf by Night, i.e. Werewolf by Night himself, Man-Thing, Elsa Bloodstone, I was thinking, okay, cool. Blade's possibly going to show up and be like, you know, same thing he said to Kit, to Dane Whitman. Are you sure you're ready for that? Or something like that. Something along those lines. Or would we actually see him that time? So I thought that would have been a good idea, too, to do a follow-up, something like that. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree to that completely. And to the bottom half of what you said, all we're getting is a series of movies and terrible buzz, costing millions and fans being blamed for being toxic. That, too. I've seen so many conversations that I'm not a part of, that I may be a part of on Twitter or whatever, where someone is being called toxic because they don't like something. And I think, just like with the word woke, we have taken this word and just ran with it. And we have turning it into whatever we want it to mean for that moment. And a toxic fan, because I say I don't like something, or because I say that that's not for me, or because I say that, you know, whatever, I'm not giving a positive 100 dick-sucking review on it, like, you know, I'm not sitting there drinking Marvel's bathwater, well then I'm toxic. Then I'm the thing that needs to get out of the fandom. And that's just not true. Like, you don't have to like every single fucking thing that Marvel does. You don't have to like every single thing that Hollywood is putting out. If you have an issue with it, you don't like it, that doesn't mean you're toxic. It means I simply don't like this. So I completely agree with that as well. Let's see. What else we got? Xavier said they really don't want to move forward with it, but we're on their necks until something bigger comes along to make us forget. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, they can keep it. They can keep it. I would like to see Mahershala Ali as Blade, but Mahershala Ali, as we've talked about many times as well, is not getting any younger. As I've said before, Don Cheadle is my blood relative. I could care less about seeing Armor Wars. As much as I would love to see brother get his shine, finally, get your shine in a film, I don't need to see Armor Wars. He is getting old. Don is getting old as well. I mean, you look at how old is Don Cheadle right now? Don is in his, 50, 59. Don Cheadle is 59. Okay, so we're looking at an old 59-year-old running around as Rhodey. And again, I understand he's been Rhodey. I'm not saying replace him or anything like that, but I personally don't care to see a 60-year-old Don Cheadle running around as James Rhodes. Personally, I just don't. I don't. And it's the same thing with Mahershala Ali. Mahershala Ali is not pushing 60, but I believe he's what? 5 years away from that? He's 55, 50. Oh, no, he's 50. He's only 50. He's 10 years away from it. He's 50. But a 50, look, you type in Mahershala Ali, look what pops up. A 50-year-old, that pops up as soon as you type in Mahershala. A 50-year-old, not Mahershala Ali Blade, just Mahershala Ali. A 50-year-old Blade, I mean, it's no different than what Mahershala, as Wesley Snipes' Blade, but that was a cameo, bro. That wasn't a full film. Not to say that I would be dope or down for a Wesley Snipes Blade film, but that was just a cameo. You know, we're getting a full-fledged film of him as the Daywalker. So, we'll see. We'll see on that one, too. But yeah, that's what's going on with Blade. It's not going on. So that's what's going on with Blade. It's just simply not going on. It's not going to happen. I just don't see this film ever seeing the light of day. As I've said many times, every time I talk about Blade, I'm simply waiting for Marvel Studios to say either they've walked away or Mahershala Ali and them have had creative differences or something like that. Because I just don't see how it's been 6 years, damn near 6 years, and we still don't have anything for Blade. Nothing. You even got fucking motherfuckers coming out on Twitter debunking rumors that they're part of. Like, that's crazy. So, don't see it coming. Don't see it happening. But we'll see. And then this director, what's his name? I can't pronounce his last name. Timo somebody seemingly teases his involvement with the Blade film. None of these motherfuckers are involved with Blade. Because Blade's not involved with Blade. This is not even happening over at Marvel Studios. Like, it's not real. It's not a real thing. It's a fake film. Terrence Howard is 55. You're right. But see, here's the thing I'm not pushing for Terrence either. Personally, I'm not pushing for Terrence Howard either. I just don't want to see a 60-year-old James Rhodes. Like, do I want Don Cheadle to finish out his time as Rhodey within the MCU currently? Yes, but I don't know, bro. It's just it's crazy. There's some DC stuff too. The praise. Let's do this. Let me put it this way so you can see it better. The praise that is coming for. Actually, sorry, you guys. Let me. Can I fix this while I'm on the screen with you? Hold on 1 second. Henry taught me how to do some shit. Let me see if I can do this. I learned. I learned. Okay. Anyway. I'm not techie at all. So the fact that I just did that shit. Okay. Anyway. There's some Superman news. There is some Superman news going on. They still love Superman. There's still some positive shit coming out about Superman. It's echoing. You know what, Raymond? Stamina is probably echoing because there's nothing in my studio anymore. Yeah. As I told you guys, I'm moving. So what is behind me is the only thing in here outside of the camera in front of me. Everything else is gone. I can't wait to get out of here. I'm ready to get into my new studio, ready to get everything back the way I want it. Okay. Is it? Where is it echoing? Now I'm irritated. Keeps echoing. Everybody's saying it's echoing now. I did shit. Oh, fuck.
Oh, I see.
Hold on. Okay, it shouldn't echo anymore. Hold on. Okay, it shouldn't echo. No, it's still fucking echoing. No, it's still fucking echoing. Okay, so if I go back to this screen, does it echo still? And now my picture's gone. Well, obviously I didn't learn shit because now my picture's gone. Well, obviously I didn't learn shit because I'll go back here. That's fine. I don't know. I don't know where the other one went because and is it not echoing anymore? I don't know. I don't know where the other one went. Bro, don't ever ask me to do shit like this. But okay, anyway. Anyway. Got it fixed. Superman. There's some real good shit going on with Superman. They really love Superman. Rob Liefeld just recently said, I'm hearing really great things about James Gunn's Superman. I could not be more psyched. Superman is my favorite superhero of all space and time. And that's coming from Rob Liefeld. And again, we've heard nothing but good things about Superman. We've heard that the chemistry between Corn Sweat and who's playing Rachel Brosnan, who is playing Lois. Their chemistry is really great. James Gunn has said some other things about the DC universe. He said that he's confirmed that the progress has been made on Paradise Lost in an introduction of Wonder Woman into the DCU. And I'm curious. When I saw this, I wanted to post it on Twitter, but I'm curious to know who's your pick for Wonder Woman in the DCU. And they also said that The Flash may be introduced in DC through an animated series instead of live action. Obviously doing that because they probably don't know who they're going to have play The Flash yet, but I would hope whoever they have play him voices him also in the animated series, if that is something that is truly going to happen over at DC Studios. Let's see. I saved what Jodie Turner-Smith said, too. Did you guys see what Jodie Turner-Smith said about, and I'm going to be honest with you, she wasn't wrong, what she said about Disney, Lucasfilm. Jodie Turner-Smith speaks out against Disney for not defending the cast of The Acolyte. She said they've got to stop doing this thing where they don't say anything when people are getting on the internet with racism and bullshit. It's just not fair to not say anything. It's really unfair. It just would be nice if people that have all the money were showing their support and putting their feet down, says this is unacceptable. You're not a fan if you do this. Make a really big statement and just see if any money leaves. I bet you it won't, because people of color, and especially black people, make up a very large percentage of buying power. They might find that it's actually more lucrative for them, but everyone's using woke like it's a dirty word. I loved what she said personally, when she said that, because she wasn't wrong. Disney and Lucasfilm do have that issue, especially Lucasfilm when it happened to Moses Ingram. It took Ewan McGregor coming out and doing a video. I don't know if Lucasfilm or Disney told him to do that or he just did it on his own. I would like to think he did it on his own, where he came out and posted that video condemning fans of being racist. He said, you're not a Star Wars fan if you are this or you're that or blah, blah, blah. Defending Moses Ingram, to where all Lucasfilm did was say that there are something million species in Star Wars, being racist isn't one of them. And not defending Kelly Marie Tran. They did not defend Ahmed Best. They did not defend Jake Lloyd. They did not, they didn't defend John Boyega. They didn't defend Moses Ingram. They didn't defend. Why am I blanking on her name? She just starred in The Acolyte. Amandla. They didn't defend Amandla either. And I'm not, and again, this conversation is separate from the shit that was The Acolyte. And I want to make that clear. I've said that too. The Acolyte was shit, regardless of what you think, regardless of you thinking, oh no, it was bigots and no, no. The Acolyte was shit. Were there bigots and racists coming for some of the cast and crew of Acolyte? Well, yeah. And knock knock. Don't know if you're new here. I'm not saying that it's nice. I'm not saying that it's okay, but that's not new if you're a Star Wars fan. If you're a Star Wars fan, that's not news. That's not something that is new within the fandom. That's not some revelation. That's not a Disney 365 moment at all. That is Star Wars fan. That's the Star Wars fandom. That is the Star Wars fandom. They are toxic. They are racist. They are hateful. That's just them. So when she was saying that stuff there, saying that it's bullshit, that they just let these people get dogpiled on, I agree. It is bullshit. I called it out when it was going on with Moses Ingram. It is bullshit. They let these people get dogpiled on and it's unfair. I love what she said at the bottom because I brought that up when talking about the recasting of T'Challa. What these folks don't realize and what our community doesn't even realize, we can dictate what is done and what is not done. Because the almighty black dollar. I've talked about that when it comes to the first Black Panther film, juxtaposed to the second one. Everyone likes to tell you that people love the second one. Niggas weren't going to see a funeral. They didn't like the second one. They didn't like it. The first one, why do you think you got that $1.3 billion that you got? You got your $1.3 billion the first time because it was black empowerment. You had black folks, and I'm rounding it back to Star Wars. You had black folks that had never even seen or heard of the Black Panther. My mother was one of them. My mom, of course, I grew up loving Star Wars, Marvel, all that stuff. Would she get me, buy me things and things like that growing up? Of course she did. But she had no clue what the fuck it was I'm getting. She's like, oh, it's another action figure. Oh, that's a superhero action figure. Oh, that's that Star Wars stuff or stuff like that. Blah, blah, blah. My mom was super supportive. She got me what I wanted. Growing up, I told you one of these days I'm going to go to her house and pull it up so you guys can see it. But I had a Star Wars party in the 5th grade. And in the 5th grade, my mom, because Star Wars Revenge of the Sith came out in the 5th grade. And of course, to celebrate it, I just had a huge Star Wars party going into the summer, going into her middle school years and all that kind of shit. So my mom set the camera up on the back deck that we had. And she just let it go. And it just filmed the whole party, but it was funny. But, yeah, so my mom didn't know shit about any of that stuff. She supported what I did, but she didn't know shit about that. She went to see Black Panther and saw it twice in theaters. Not knowing shit about it, not knowing not knowing anything about what took place in Civil War before, because she's never seen it, not knowing what took place in any of the other movies because she never seen them, not knowing what it meant at the end of the movie for implications for the future shit because she didn't care. But the fact of the matter is that she wasn't the only one in the theater in 2018 when the Black Panther, or in 2016 when the Black Panther film came out. When Black Panther film came out in 2016, there were a lot of black folks that were sitting down not knowing, not being privy to the MCU, not being privy to anything about this character, but being privy to that this is black empowerment. We've never seen ourselves on screen like this. This is an all black cast. We've not been seen like this. We've never been elevated on screen like this. So what did you get with that? You got the powerful black dollar. You got the black dollar being so fucking powerful that it gave Marvel its first $1.3 billion. So when Jody says here, I bet you won't, because people of color, and especially black people, make up a very large percentage of buying power. They might find it that it's actually more lucrative for them, but everyone is using woke like it's a dirty word. Yeah, you definitely find that it's more lucrative for you. You would definitely, when you get that powerful black dollar on your side, when you get the black community backing you, supporting you, yeah, it's gonna be lucrative. Thank you for that super chat again, Michael. That said, Disney defended LGBTs by firing. That's true. by firing Gina. That's true. So yeah, no, it's like it's crazy that again, the acolyte aside, but what she's saying here is actually, it's very true. Disney and Marvel, or Disney and Lucasfilm, have always done a piss poor job of defending their black talent. And when she comes out and she's saying this, I mean, like I said, I agree with her. So again, you look at that $1.3 billion, then you look at the success of Wakanda Forever, and people want to tell you that that's a good film. People want to tell you that film is just as good as the second one or the first one. Yeah, no. John Cease, I only like the first Star Wars trilogy. Are we talking 4, 5, and 6? Are we talking prequels? I'm assuming you said first, so we'll go 4, 5, and 6. That's what you're talking about. Let's see. D Sizzle said Cap getting his new vibranium shield needed some adamantium though. In 2011, I went. Gray said The Force Awakens made the money it made because of John Boyega. He was the first face we saw in the trailer. He was igniting Anakin's lightsaber. I bought the tickets. Yeah, that's true. And, a lot of us thought that was going to be going somewhere, but then what did they do? Yeah, I don't know why. I'm thinking, thank you, Andre, 2018. 2018, not 2016. 2016 was Civil War. 2018 would have been Black Panther. Yeah, so, crazy, but I completely agree with her there. Let me see what else I have in here that I saved. Because I bookmark a bunch of shit when I see it. I'll read this to you guys. This is from Exiled Scooper. He says, Dr. Doom's rumored role in Fantastic Four First Steps. One of the proposed revisions of the script was having the Fantastic Four originate from the universe and world where the snap happened during World War II. This led the U.S. to being the only stable government in the world, and this gave way to Dr. Doom to take over and turn the United Nations into Doom Council, where he rules as Emperor. The Fantastic Four are accidentally created by him. Galactus originates from another timeline, which causes Doom to start merging timelines and begin his conquest to take over the multiverse and to find his sworn enemy, the Chosen One, the multiverse Spider-Man. To be honest with you, that sounds like a bunch of garbage. I didn't like that. I didn't like any of that. It sounds like a bunch of shit. Now, is it real? I don't know. Was it at one point? I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. All I know is that it sounds like a bunch of shit. I didn't like that at all. And I guess it really is true. Maybe Tom Holland's Spider-Man truly is the anchor being of our universe. I really thought it was Doctor Strange, but maybe it's not. I'm leaning more toward it not being Strange. I think it is Spider-Man. Let's see what else we got. We're supposed to be getting a trailer for Michael soon. And I'm telling you, again, you want to see me cry when that trailer drops. I likely will. The first trailer for the Michael movie is now expected to be released around the first week of December. Yeah, brother, I'm telling you. When that one drops, probably so. Less we got. Moving into last week's stuff now. I don't even want to call myself a Dragon Ball Z fan. I watched it when there was nothing else on growing up, like on Adult Swim and stuff. The Boo series, I watched the entirety of the Boo series because I thought that shit was amazingly dope. But what is going on with Dragon Ball Z now? To where they're getting a revamp? I don't know. Is there? I don't know what it is. I asked Henry. Henry's a big Dragon Ball Z fan. He explained it to me, but it didn't make sense. Let's see. What else? My horror movie people. We got any big horror movie fans here? Because I love horror movies. Oh yeah, Professor Film Fan. I'm doing a reaction to that one for sure. But the horror, my horror fans, I am a huge horror fan. Like I'm a horror movie fan to where like I've been searching for one. I cannot find a horror film where I am truly scared. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a horror movie where I am truly scared. Like turning on lights to go to the bathroom scared. Like turn on lights to go in the hallway. That's the type of scared I'm trying to be. And I love horror films. My favorite horror films are the supernatural type of films, the paranormal type of shit. But I haven't seen anything as of late that's got me scared like that. And I want to be scared. When in high school, I went and saw Paranormal Activity for the first time, the first Paranormal Activity. The first Paranormal Activity I saw in high school with a bunch of friends. I ran out of that one because it was paranormal, and it's like the paranormal shit gets me. I love the paranormal shit, but it gets me. That one got me. After I saw The Haunting in Connecticut, I threw up. I slept in my mom's room because I was in high school for that one too. I slept in my mom's room for like a week after that on the floor. I threw up after watching that one. Let me see. What's another one? Insidious 2, when the mom comes around the corner and slaps, like scared, like that jump scare and slaps the shit out of the girl. Ran out on that one too. But I love fucking horror movies. I just can't find any good ones. Like Smile 2, I'm sure is going to be good. This one, I watched the trailer for it, but it just didn't do it. What is this one called? Mr. Crockett? Yeah. Mr. Crockett did not do it for me. I don't know if I can. I'm sure I can watch that and not get in trouble. Hold on. Mr. Crockett. It's a Hulu thing.
Son, check this out. I got something for you.
Welcome to Mr. Crockett's World.
A friend like you is a friend like me.
Whenever you're in trouble.
He's coming! He must be watching us. He's killing parents and taking more kids.
Go on, my child. This is my house now.
Take deep breaths.
Okay, now that bitch on the ground was kind of scary. I shouldn't be laughing. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to laugh, bro. I don't want to laugh. Now, you want to say like some real shit? Hold on. Let me show y'all some shit. I'm gonna show y'all some shit. Hold on. I know I have this in here. Hold on 1 second. My biggest fear, like my fear, like I'm talking I will piss my pants fear is clowns. I am terrified of clowns. So y'all remember in America when that clown shit was going on, motherfuckers walking around like clowns and like we had them doing that shit here in Oklahoma too. That wasn't a good time for me. I hate clowns. Hate clowns. I can watch it, but I hate clowns. And the reason I hate clowns, there is a reason. Like it's not just like, oh, you're one of those people that just hate clowns. No. 2nd grade, I walked home from school. I was a walker. I was walking home from school. I remember this, bro, like it's vivid. Like I could paint the picture. It's so vivid. I was walking home from school. I remember what I was wearing that day. 2nd grade, going down the street, the path I normally go down to get back home. There were these teenage boys. I want to say they may have been teenage boys. I don't know. Outside, dressed as clowns. And this was like, I'm in elementary, so I had to get to school like maybe 2 something. Dressed as clowns they were in a driveway and they had a lawnmower. I remember the one with the long hair put his arms up in the air, screamed loud as shit at me. Like just like a scream, not like anything, just a scream. And the other one started the lawnmower, and these motherfuckers chased me with that lawnmower. Can I laugh about it today? Yeah. I was terrified. I remember going, it took me forever to get home because they took me, like I ran off my path. I ran off the path I normally go home. So of course, now my mom's in the car looking for me. When she finally finds me on a different street, she's pissed. Like, what are you doing? Da-da-da. I'm crying. I tell her what happened. Of course, my mother being the mother she was, gets in the car, drives to the house. I show her to it, where it was. The boys weren't there. Their dad was there, or assuming that was their dad. She's cussing him out, talking about he better find them before she does, and all this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Bro, terrified of clowns. And blame those two boys for that trauma. Let's see. Okay. That's what I was going to show you, though. The reason I said that story was because I went to a haunted trail with some friends. Nobody fucking told me no clowns was going to be there, bro, because I wouldn't have went. Nobody told me no clowns was going to be there. So you know how they take pictures of you as you're running? So let me paint the picture for you on this, too. I'm leaving outside of the... I'm at the end of the little haunted trail, right? And as I'm at the end of the haunted trail, you get to the final room, and it's this big final room. And as I'm walking into this room, there's a clown in that corner, a clown in that corner, one on that wall, and one on that wall. I immediately froze because it's no longer fun for me. It's no longer a game for me. Like, this is no longer like, ha, 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 Halloween fun. No, stop, pause, turn on the lights, let me walk the fuck out of here. And I remember I stopped, and I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I said, no, 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 no. I remember I got on the ground, bro. I was like, no, 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 no. I was like, this is not fun, this is not fun, this is not fun. And they weren't coming at me at that time. They had the fake chainsaws, and they were, I was like, oh, fuck this shit. So the picture, if I can pull it up, that you will see, is the picture they captured of me as I was running out of that bitch. Because that shit was not to be played with. I don't know where it is, though. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Let me show y'all this picture. I'm going to share this with y'all. Hold on. Gotta get it pulled up. Can't you send shit to you? Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it was at a zombie farm, is what it was called. Okay, let me pull it up so you can see. Okay, hold on. All right, here it is. Wait, can I not zoom in on this though? I can't zoom in on it. Because I want you to see my face. You see that fucking clown right there? That's not one of the ones with the chainsaw though. That's not one of the ones with the fucking chainsaw. That was terrifying. That was terrifying. I want to zoom in on this, though, so you can actually see it. Let's save it that way. And then let's go. Downloads. Boom. Let's do that. Then make it bigger. This is real fear. This is real fear. This is real fear. Because this shit was not a game. This shit was not a fucking game. I was fucking terrified. Yeah, no. And that's when I had my... Yeah, no. Terrified, bro. I was out. So, clowns I don't fuck with that shit. I don't fuck with clowns. But I really do like horror movies. I like scary shit. But clowns is one I can't do. One I can't do at all. But like Terrifier 3, it looks like it's gonna be okay. Mr. Crockett, that didn't look like it was gonna scare me at all. None of these look like they're gonna scare me. None of these. Like the Terrifier 3 does not look like it's gonna scare me. Like the clown is fucking terrifying. But yeah. I saw Grace at The Conjuring. The first one, yeah, it really does scare me. The Devil Made Me Do It. It was all right. So yeah. So horror movies are my thing. So if you guys have any good horror movies that I can actually get scared of, let me know, because I'm all for that. I'm trying to see what other notifications might have been missed. The rumored cast for Spider-Man 4: RDJ, Marissa Tomei. How? In flashbacks? Tobey Maguire, Andrew, Tom Hardy, Andy Serkis, Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jacob Batalon. Yeah. Let me see what else. What else? Yeah, this has been a rumor too. The Dark Avengers are rumored to be utilized in the MCU eventually. I mean, we've already got Boom. You got Boom coming. I mean, you got Hugh, I guess. You got Hawkeye. You don't have Marvel. You don't have, well, yeah, you got Carol. And then you've got Norman, if you have a Norman in the MCU. Could happen. I was going to kind of go through Alex's deal that he put for October. Someone asked him about Agatha. They said, where do you think we'll see Agatha after Agatha All Along as Avengers, Midnight Suns, Wanda solo movie, or somewhere else entirely? To where Alex said, I've been asked to not comment about Agatha's future for now, but rest assured, Agatha's story will still continue post Agatha All Along. Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Someone said, is there a possibility Avengers Secret Wars will adapt the elements of Barons from the comics? Actually, that was just talked about recently. Yes, we will see the Barons from the comics, because from what he says, his reply to that is the Barons of the comics are supposedly replacing the Council of Kangs. It's rumored that the Council of Kangs is going to be replaced by the Barons. Instead of having, obviously, Kang being the ultimate big bad and all that kind of stuff, they really are moving away from the Kang thing. And so one of the other rumors was that we were going to see RDJ's Doom come in and decimate the Council of Kangs in some capacity or whatever. So I don't know, but that is a rumor as of now. But Alex answered and said, it is possible. It is a possibility. According to one of my sources, there are meant to be secondary villains in the upcoming Avengers film, similar to how Thanos and the Black Order were in Infinity War and Endgame. And also to replace the Council of Kangs, because again, one of the original ideas was to subdivide the Avengers to, remember, okay, before he finishes that, remember, we talked about that. I've also brought this up in most recent times, since Kang is no longer a part of the MCU. The original story that they were going to do, there were going to be several different teams of Avengers going after several different versions of Kang the Conqueror. You had a version going up against Scarlet Centurion. You had a version going up against Mortis. You had a version going up against Ramatut. You had a version going up against the regular, or the Kang, the Kang that was supposed to be the big bad Kang. You had a version that was going to go up against there was another one, forget, but you had several different versions of the Avengers. You had the Young Avengers going up against one. You had the OG Avengers going up against one. You had the Cosmic Team going up against one. Like, you had several different visions that were going to, or Avengers teams are going to be subdivided into fighting Kang. But he goes on to say, was subdivided to the Avengers to fight the different members of the Council of Kangs, i.e. Ramatut, Centurion, and Immortus. But who exactly will replace them at this moment is still something unknown. So that was going to happen, but they have removed that since then. Someone else asked him, "Hi, Alex. Will the multiverse still be featured ever so often after the multiversal saga?" And Alex said, "Yes, it'll certainly be far less prominent, but yes, the multiverse will still exist." Someone said, "Will there be some kind of continuity reboot after Secret Wars, or will it just be a very soft reboot that still keeps everything prior intact, or just have there been no reboot at all?" Alex said, "From what I understand, it's a soft reboot." This person says, hey Alex, will Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom dynamic in the MCU Secret Wars be any bit close to how important / impactful it is in 2015 Secret Wars comic? To where Alex says, "It's going to be hard, if I'm perfectly honest with you, mainly because Doom and Reed don't really interact in the Fantastic Four movie." But remember what I told y'all when we talked about this the last time. I'd like to think of it more as a Thanos and Tony in the Infinity War, where like Tony knew a threat from space was coming, but he didn't know exactly who it was until Infinity War. Yet Thanos knew nearly everything he needed to know about Tony, just switched Thanos and Doom and Tony and Reed. What we read earlier. Someone said, "Hi, Alex. Do you think we will see Sylvie and Thor interact in Avengers Doomsday?" Alex said they'll interact. Not 100% certain if it'll be in Avengers Doomsday, but they'll interact. Now, talking about Captain America Brave New World, someone said, "Hey, Alex, do you know what Marvel is planning for Sam's Cap other than the Avengers movies?" Alex said, "Right now, just to kind of have co-lead, or just to kind of have him co-lead the team." Someone said, "Hi, Alex. Hope you're doing fine. Will Ruth have in Captain America Brave New World the same power she does in the comics?" No, they've actually moved away from that completely. Sabra is no longer. She's just a Black Widow agent. It feels like the writers, whoever's around. Well, let me not take it there. Let me just say it the way I was going to say it. Just say it the way you're going to say it. Whoever the writers are around Sam Wilson's Captain America and everything that he's doing, it seems like it always Sam's show and his movies are constantly getting rewritten or revised because of real world fucking events. Captain America Brave New World was rewritten because of real world fucking events. We've talked about this before. There's a reason it's shit. I know, Raymond, you love it, but there's a reason Falcon and Winter Soldier is fucking shit, because it got rewritten because of real world COVID events. What it was going to be at one point got rewritten because it was too close to home. Same thing if you look at the news trailer for Captain America Brave New World. I don't think the old trailer's even online anymore, where Isaiah's shooting at Harrison Ford as president, because Donald Trump actually got shot. They've taken that out of the trailer. It's no longer in the trailer. And it's the same thing with Sabra. Sabra is no longer... She's just a Black Widow agent because of the very real events that are going on over in Israel. They don't want to keep it too close to home, so they are changing it completely. She is just going to be a Black Widow agent. She has no significance or importance like she did at the beginning. At one point there was a scrapped scene where they filmed where she was going to tell Sam that she's a mutant. That's not even a thing anymore. So where he says no, believe that shit. She's not important any longer. It goes on to say, "Hey, Alex, when will Sharon Carter return?" I can't comment exactly on when she will return, but what I can tell you is she has different ties to different underground organizations and titles and entities like Valentina and Wilson Fisk and Lang. I don't know who that one is. Yeah, I'm with you, Black Panther. My thoughts on Falcon Winter Soldier are not popular either. Let's see. Captain Marvel said, or this is about Captain Marvel. It's where someone said, "Hey Alex, hope you're having a wonderful day and a wonderful month that follows. Do you think we could see Captain Marvel soon, maybe in like Spider-Man 4, Captain America 4, and Shang-Chi 2? Since Brie Larson's best friend is directing, I know that he's never directed a movie without her in it, so it'll be cool to see her have a moment with Spider-Man." I believe this. I think he said that she is. It wouldn't surprise me if she showed up in Spider-Man 4, to be honest. However, your best bet is the next appearance is Avengers Doomsday, where she'll be one of the main characters in the movie. And again, we know this from conversations from the book that The Reign of Marvel that Joanna Robinson did when she wrote, I think that was back at maybe the beginning of the year or the end of last year or sometime or whatever, The Reign of Marvel, when she wrote that book. In that, she put that Tom Holland, Brie Larson, and Chadwick Boseman, before his untimely death, had conversations about how they were going to be the big three moving forward in the MCU. So it's not going to shock me if she does show up in Spider-Man 4, because it does lead directly into Doomsday. It's going to be a Battle World film. She's going to be one of the leaders of the Avengers. She's a cosmic level being. Hopefully they do Carol justice. We will see. Alex also, or this person said, is Captain Marvel going to be a lead or leading the Avengers in Doomsday Secret Wars? I've heard rumors of her having a big role in both movies, and hopefully none of that got scrapped. Russos are directing, so I feel safe that they'll do her justice. Alex said she will be one of the leading Avengers in these movies. Yes, yeah, she's going to be one of the leads. Daredevil Born Again. Someone said, "Hi Alex, hope you are doing well. I only have one question for now. Do you know anything about Turk coming back for Born Again? If not, how likely do you think that it is that how likely do you think that he is in it, but they managed to keep his appearance a secret? Like with Kamala's dad until STCC. Kamala's dad. Are we talking about Kamala's dad in what is Kamala's dad in? Oh, what is her dad in? I don't, Brave New World, or not Brave New World, Born Again. That's right. He said, I don't think he'll be back for this season. Someone said, "Hi Alex, I hope all is well. Since it seems to be all out but confirmed that Muse will be played by Hunter Duhan, do you think they will do a civilian identity for Muse, or do you think he will be kept mostly anonymous like his comic counterpart?" I hope anonymous. Alex said, "I think they're planning on keeping him anonymous for the majority of the show, and I think that's the only way you do Muse. If you're going to have Muse come in and be the villain, it's got to have some type of mystery, some type of mystique behind it. So, yeah, definitely keep it mysterious." Alex said, "I think they're planning on keeping him." Oh, yeah. This person said, hope you two are doing well. Love the Discord, blah, 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 blah. Is there any chance that previous rumors of Blind Spot and Echo still being around for Daredevil Born Again in any way? I'm not sure if they'll be there after the overhaul. I can't comment yet. But as I understand it, they were originally on the list of vigilantes that Fisk is hunting down after he's elected mayor. Defenders, Fantastic Four. Let's see what they're saying about Fantastic Four. Then he says, any insight of what the future Foundation role will be in the Fantastic Four First Steps, just because we've been seeing it teased in promo art and rumors. They're investigating the cosmos and beyond. I can't comment beyond that. Guardians of the Galaxy. Not sure how to phrase this, but basically I'm wondering about my fave group, the frickin' Guardians of the Galaxy. What are they up to? Alex said, Guardians of the Galaxy, we might not see them for a bit. Star-Lord is rumored to return, though, for obviously Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. So Star-Lord will return, right? But why do they make a fuss of closing out Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with that big piece of text? In previous Marvel movies, they wrote in the text rather simply in the middle. What? There were plans to have him from the Annihilators, IDK, what the plan is now. Do we want to hear about Ironheart? Sure. the Hood / Parker Robbins and Ironheart actually being revealed as Nicholas Scratch, Agatha's son, who is exchanged, and that's not going to happen, to Mephisto in the Return for the Darkhold. Do you think it's a theory could potentially turn out to be true? I am not 100% sure in that case. I don't think so, because just from what we know about the Red Hood in Ironheart is that he's already an agent of Mephisto. That does not mean he couldn't be Nicholas Scratch. I don't think he's Nicholas Scratch, though. He's already an agent of Mephisto, and he's helping Mephisto is endowing him with power so that he can steal Stark tech, because Mephisto sees it as a threat. For what the fuck Mephisto sees Stark tech as a threat for, I'm not too sure, but he does. Someone said, what is Mephisto's role in Ironheart? Cameo, supporting role, etc. And Alex said a very light supporting role. Very light. And I'm sure he's not Mephisto. I mean, he's Mephisto, but it's going to be Sacha Baron Cohen, just in a suit. Moon Knight. Are there any updates on Moon Knight Season 2? Need my boy to return. He said, there's an idea they have that's really exciting, and I will comment on it eventually, but yes, Moon Knight will return. Shang-Chi. Does Marvel Studios have any plans for Aquafina? Why does it matter? To return any projects? Yes. Then it says his sister running the 10 rings going to be brought up again anytime soon. Alex said he didn't think so. Everything we know about Spider-Man, he already said. Somebody said, will we see Black Cat appear in Spider-Man 4 or in later trilogies? And he said no. Yeah, we knew that about we already read the Spider-Man stuff. Let's see what he says about Vision. Are the West Coast Avengers being set up? If so, could we see them after Vision Quest? A variation of the team was being planned. Emphasis on was. Not sure at the moment what that's looking like. Any chance that Victor, who, will appear in Vision series? I heard a rumor about him, but we'll see if that pans out. I don't know. Young Avenger said, do you think that teen from Agatha will get a lot of screen time and be the main character of any project after its conclusion? Too early to tell. I think so. And the only reason I say that is because Joe Locke is a charismatic individual. He is a good actor as well. And I think that what they want him doing as Wiccan, I think it's going to be quite a bit more than just what we're seeing stuff him with the Young Avengers and whatever. I think he will go on to be a main MCU character. Miscellaneous questions. Hello there, Alex. Will Captain Universe / Enigma Force show up? Too early. Someone said, hey, Alex, with the supernatural side getting more expansion, do you see Damien Hellstorm and Santana showing up? No. Alex said, I would love that to happen, but we'll see. Someone also said, do you think someone or people will start the Red Room? Oh, these are some dumb questions. Let's see. Yeah, so that was that on that. He said, someone said, hi, Alex, love you. Do you think we will ever see a continuation of the Sonyverse characters like Madam Web, Morbius, and Kraven? Kraven has the highest chance. Everyone else doubtful. Why does Kraven have the highest chance? Because no one's seen it yet? Is it because no one knows what shit it's probably likely going to be yet? That's one I'm not watching either. Someone said, I don't even care how he would rank the MCU. But yeah, that was Alex's Q&A today. That was his Q&A today. I like this Fantastic Four picture. I'm going to save it for myself for a thumbnail. But yeah, so that's all Alex said in his Q&A today. Not much really on some of the other stuff, but he normally does in his monthly Q&As, goes in depth on some of that. So yeah. But that's really all I've got on news, guys. I don't think there's really anything else going on news. I am going to do that tier list, but I want to do the tier list after Agatha's done, and I really would like to do it after I see Venom 3. So because we haven't done one with Yeah, we did it with Deadpool and Wolverine because me, Q, and Chill did that one. But I want to do one with Venom, and I want to do one with Agatha added to it, and I want to do one with the TV shows because we didn't do the TV shows. So depending on what the news is on Wednesday's stream, because that's the next live is Wednesday, depending on what the news is on Wednesday's stream, we might start with a tier list. Why did I just say that? I just said I wanted to see Agatha and fucking Venom first. So no, we won't do the tier list. I guess we could do a tier list of now and then wait and do Agatha and Venom later. Because the tier list we did with Q and Chill, we didn't do the series, and I would like to do the series as well. So we'll probably talk that. We'll probably do that. Anything anybody wants to get out, say, have me answer, anything? I told y'all I'm here on Mondays and Wednesdays now. You got me. The only thing I fucked up on my schedule today, I did not wake up and do my workout. I slept like shit last night, but I did not wake up and do my workout. I got to do that shit. It ain't happening tonight like it was supposed to. I was gonna run after this. A nigga is tired. A nigga is going to bed. I'm not even going to eat after this. I'm going to bed. Bed. Do I work out? Do I what? Do I work out? Do I? Don't make me have to put this shit in the. Do I work out, nigga? I be pumping that iron. I be pumping that iron. I have a gym in my I have a gym in my garage. I made a home gym. Yeah, no, Raymond, if you really want to work out and you're trying to get tips, the hardest thing about working out is definitely the consistency. Staying consistent with it and then eating right. I know, people like say, oh no, you can eat what you want to eat and still work out. That's bullshit. No, you cannot. You cannot. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm a living witness of that. Where my body was 6 months ago, I hate to see you say that number because I'm mad at myself. Opposed to now, am I still in shape? Yes, but is my body as tight as it was? Fuck no. And I wish that's because I was eating right though. I was eating. Yeah, bro. I was eating. I had someone making me meal prep food. So it was baked chicken, broccoli, shit like that, and I had that once a day. With maybe a salad or something for lunch, or some chicken or something at lunch, some baked chicken or some steak or something, because you gotta have your fucking protein. Yeah, I wasn't. So that's the biggest thing. It's eating and then being consistent. But it's really not hard once you start seeing the progress. Once you look at yourself and you're seeing progress, it's oh, okay, now I want to go work out. I want to go do this. Yeah, running is my favorite. That is my cardio. Cardio is my favorite. I love running, but I have I have runner's knee, and it's just recently started. So I'm looking up shit on Google, thinking I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I think it's called my patella. It's a bone or something like that. That's in my knee. When you run, it rubs up again. I don't know. My patella's fucked. So I got to get that shit looked at so I can run again. But running. Run, Raymond. Get out there and run. Take you some headphones. Run around the block. You good. Chill said the only thing about working out is consistency. That's true. Yes, the patella tendon. My patella be fucked. My patella be fucked. I can run on the treadmill. Treadmill, I have no problem running. It's really my shoes, I think. I need to get some Hokas. I have some good running shoes, but I need some Hokas to be able to run on the concrete. Because when I'm running on the treadmill, I don't have that problem. But when I'm running on the concrete, maybe 30 minutes into my run, that patella be patellaing. Yeah, it be patellaing. Yeah, recast that patella. In the Bronx? Well, maybe not in the Bronx. Maybe not in the Bronx. See, I live in Norman, Oklahoma. It is the third largest city in Oklahoma. It is also a white city. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of niggas here. Not as many as in the city or some of these other places around Oklahoma, but Norman, we have quite a few of them too. I can go to sleep with my garage open and it'd be fine. So I can't relate to that part, but I do know where you're from, so I wouldn't suggest running in your area like that. I don't know. Maybe go to Times Square and run. Go to what's the big park? What's the big park in y'all? Central Park. Go to Central Park and run. He said, I'm either risking robbery or rodents. He said his area is not that bad. I've never been to New York. It's on my bucket list. I do want to go. You know, you would think of all the places I've been for basketball, New York was a tournament we were looking at for one. Crazy. Fucking going to New York. But we were looking at one for that. Never made it. But New York was on my bucket list. Times Square is a mosh pit. It looks like it from all the TikToks and shit I see of Times Square. It definitely looks like it. And it was Pullman Central reportedly apparent. Oh yeah, we know that. So yeah, but that ride, that should be funny. Knock that little boy in the face. Y'all see that shit? That's a dinosaur like that in the face.
No, absolutely not. Do not bring that here.
Oh, that shit is funny. That shit is funny. But yeah, guys. Anyway, I'm about to call it. Go take a shower and get ready to get up in the morning to do it all over again. I'm live on Wednesday, and I'm live again on Thursday. Thursday is the Pantheon stream. Wednesday, I will be live alone. Trying to see if there's some good public domain stuff that we can probably try to watch. That would be fun. I know that recently over on... I saw his stream where he did that. Well, I didn't watch the whole stream. I caught the after stream, the replay, where Josh over at the Den of Nerds reacted, and him and his audience watched the 1970 something, 1980 something, 1960 something. I don't know. Whenever the fuck that original Fantastic Four movie came out, I've never seen it. Maybe if you guys are interested, it is public domain. Maybe we could watch that or something. There's some other stuff. Other stuff that could possibly be on public domain that we could watch as well. But I don't know. So just trying to think of some things that we could do in the streams and things like that. Like I said, with me moving in the new studio, in my new studio, I'm trying to do a few different things. I know one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to have a love seat in there, like a love couch that can fit like 2-3 people. And that's what I'm going to do my movie reactions from, because I told y'all I really am doing that white movie reaction. Like, there's a bunch of white classic movies I have not seen that I'm going to watch and react to. So, and then of course, some of these other series and things. I think we've got another month left of Agatha, so I'm probably going to do a reaction to the finale. Different things, so just different things. But again, live again on Wednesday, back with y'all on Wednesday. I do appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight and everything. Let me see. Last things here. Brother Stark said, if Chloe Bailey had Fantastic Four First Steps tickets and Halle Bailey had Superman Legacy tickets, who would you go with? What? Out of the two, probably Chloe. I just feel like there's a lot of unforeseen drama with Halle. Probably Chloe. Raymond said Chloe too. Yeah. Probably, yeah, and the Ratchet Baby Daddy. That's why I was thinking there's a lot of drama that comes with Hallie, so probably Chloe. Probably Chloe. Stamina said they launch on different weekends. Nobody needs to pick. One Bailey per week. Oh, Superman and Fantastic Four are launching different weekends? That's not fun. I didn't know that. I thought they were launching the same weekends. That's not fun. I wanted them to come out the same time. Different weekends gives the other momentum. I don't like that. If James was a real one, he dropped that shit the same day Fantastic Four dropped. I would. If I was over at DC, I'm looking at all your big major films that you got coming. I'm dropping a major film the same fucking day. You want to drop some hot shit? Boom, we dropping some hot shit. Even when you drop stupid weak shit, boom, we dropping some hot shit to make people know, yeah, we keep it hot over at DC. I would do that. I would drop it the same damn day. Which film would get the IMAX screens? So how does that work? Does that depend on the theater? Does that depend on the theater? And obviously money, because that talks. Because I remember, who was it? Fuck. There was something that was out the same time as Star Wars that was supposed to get the top billing, but oh man, I don't remember what it was. I can't remember. But yeah, how does that work? I don't know if that works if they're just like they get to decide. But I guess if it is a theater decision, I guess it would be up to them. But if it's not a theater decision, who gets the IMAX screening? I would say judge it off the trailers. If Superman trailer is really dope, give it to him. If Fantastic Four's trailers are really dope, give it to the first family. Simon said the theaters and the studios make an agreement about how many of those premium screens they'll allocate and for how long. Mission Impossible lost out on IMAX screens to Oppenheimer. It might have been. Was that what I was thinking of? Because somebody flipped out over it, like threatened to take their film out of the theater. I don't remember. Gray said, "Make Marvel move off their date for once." I was honestly gonna say put Superman there. Brother Stark said Superman will make more money than Fantastic Four. He also said Marvel's taking a risk with Fantastic Four because every Fantastic Four film wasn't a box office hit like Superman movies. Yep, and if you're going off of the last one, that last one was some shit. The one with Michael B. Yeah, that last one was some dog shit. So yeah, but anyway, like I said, guys, I do appreciate it. I really am gonna go. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here, go to bed, get up and do this work shit. Does this screen work? Damn, I really fucked up all my screens putting this screen right here. Okay, well I guess we'll close like this until Henry can get in here and fix what I fucked up. And I guess the echoing. I don't know what that was. Even though it's not echoing anymore. I don't know why it was echoing to begin with. So appreciate all of you guys. Stamina, Raymond, Gray, Brother Stark, Kenny. Don't want to miss anybody. Chill. Professor the Film Fan, Xavier. Let me see who else is in here. Let's get to those at the top. Bobby, appreciate you being here. John C., I appreciate you being here as well. Andre, D. Stizzle. Who am I missing? Michael, appreciate you being here and for those super chats. It really means a lot. I had some other supers too, but it's not letting me go up any further. For everybody that sent those supers tonight and everything that all the engagement, everything, I really do appreciate you guys. Means a lot. As I always say, I hope you guys are being safe wherever you are, loving the people wherever you are, loving yourself wherever you are. And I hope you guys all have a great night and an even better day tomorrow. So subscribe, like to this video, subscribe to this channel if you are not. Tell your friends, and I will see all you guys on Wednesday and on Thursday. Peace out, everybody. I think I can actually do my outro too, can't I? I think I can. Okay, peace out. Talk to you guys later. Much love.